From Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, November the 29th, 2008, it's Saturday afternoon football on LSC, your local sports channel.
Well, hello, everyone. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, Bob Hintz, and Bob Killen doing the stats here at Darling Stadium on a cool day compared to last Friday night, which was frigid. This is summertime. It was absolutely unreal last week, folks. Today, 13-0 teams playing for the divisions, state Division 5 semifinals here at Darling Stadium. At least we're home now, not sitting in the end zone like we were last week. And what an unusual game last week. But let's talk a little bit about today. Both teams coming in here 13-0. They played each other last year. Phoebus late in the game had 4 or 5 turnovers last year in the state semifinals and blew a 24-14 lead. Lost that game 38-24. So let's talk a little bit about the rematch of the year that everybody's been talking about. So let's go ahead and discuss it a little bit.
All right, Mike. Both teams come in here undefeated, as you said, with 13-0 records. Both have high-powered offenses and devastating defenses. Bursting onto the scene as a football powerhouse in 2003, Stonebridge has won 73 games since then and lost only 6. In those 7 years, they have 5 regional titles. They've appeared in the state championship game twice, and of course, last year they won it. Since September of last year, Stonebridge has reeled off 26 straight wins. Coach Mickey Thompson is hoping to make it 27 today. Every win so far this year has been another step in the Bulldogs' quest to return to the state championship game. And all along, they knew they would eventually have to face Phoebus. Last week, they defeated Edison 35-6. Today, only one team stands in their way of getting into the championship game. That team, of course, is Phoebus. And every Phoebus player has been pointing to this game, Mike. This rematch all year long has been their focus. In the last 10 years, the Phantoms have compiled a 103-12 record. They've won 33 of the last 34 games. And that lone loss, you got it, to Stonebridge in last year's semifinals. Phoebus has been in 8 consecutive regional finals and won 5 of those, including last week's 14-0 win over previously undefeated Lake Taylor. They also have 3 state titles, and if not for the loss to Stonebridge last year, it probably would be 4 state titles. The Phantoms refer to that as unfinished business. Today, Coach D and the Phantoms are hoping to take care of business. So here they are, Stonebridge and Phoebus, on a collision course that has brought them to Darling Stadium, where only one will be victorious.
And we're going to find out real soon just who that might be. Why don't we send it down, however, on the sidelines where Brent has one of our pregame interviews.
Everybody recognize it. And here we are in week 14. There's only 4 teams left, Coach, to make it this far, this week and next week. Long progress to get here, and a lot of thought behind it. Tell us where you are right now.
Well, we're right here Saturday afternoon against a really good football team. You know, only team to beat us last year, so got a big game today, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, what I was getting at last week was such a tough game, and of course we were all over there, and it was a tough game not only in the way it came out 14-0. It was tough conditions, cold as could be, but the field was not the best conditions. How does a game like that make this team better or worse for a game coming into the playoffs?
I think a little adversity, struggling, can help you in the long run. I always tell them when you get to the playoffs, somebody's going to make a run at you, and they played very well. The conditions weren't the best. We had to go travel over, play down the baseball field, but we made it through, and now we're home today, and we're happy to be home playing this game.
Well, here we are, two great programs, as a matter of fact. This team now has a history. We're coming into this game, and a lot of enthusiasm since last year, and when 2 plays turned the whole thing around for you. With all that enthusiasm and the goal down the road, how do you contain that with these players now to try to keep them in an even pace?
Well, it's all a matter of preparation, and once you get playing football, whatever happened last year is not going to be on anybody's mind. It's just a matter of playing today and doing the best we can and executing what we've prepared in our game plan, and hopefully we come out on top.
Well, Coach, we've seen you play all year. You got a lot of great players and great program, great coaches. But do the fans a favor and tell us what they're going to see. This last question, what they're going to see in this team you're playing today.
They're going to see a bunch of kids that are going to play their hearts out. I guarantee you that. They've been waiting to play in this game for a year. The coaches have them prepared. They've always done a great job, and they continue to do a great job. And you're going to see a disciplined group of kids play some good football.
Well, this single win something different in it, Coach.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's different. You got to read your keys. It's not. It's the wing T came from the single wing, so it's the same idea. A lot of misdirection, a lot of stuff like that. They're big. They'll try to crunch it, bring it at you. They can spread it. They do a lot of different things, and it's something different. Yes.
Well, Coach, I thank you so much for taking the time here in this 14th week. Look forward to seeing you next week, Coach. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I'm gonna send it back up to you.
All right, thanks, Brent. Paul, the game that we've been looking for all year long, and it's finally here, the Division State semifinal, Division 5 here in Virginia. We get to play it at home, which is really nice compared to last week. Last week was
we don't even want to go there.
Was really frigid. It really was. These are two teams that are about as evenly matched as you're going to find all year long, and we really expect this to be a pretty good game. Why don't we talk a little bit about the running game?
Okay, Mike. Stonebridge averages about 252 yards rushing per game. They're led by the speedy Daniel Allen. He has 164 attempts for 1,334 yards and 22 touchdowns to his credit. He averages about 8.1 yards per carry and 103 yards per game. Allen's the horse, but he does get considerable help from Marcus Harris and Michael Prince, who've combined to average almost another 100 yards per game. Mike, it's a very formidable attack and will surely test the Phantom defense. Now, on the other hand, of course, everybody knows Phoebus counters with Sean Alston. According to the latest information, Alston has rushed for 1,800 yards for 144 yard per average game. But I think he's missed a few games, and that might not be exactly right. He's more in the range of 1,251 yards on the year, but still has the 144 per game average. At 5'11" and 223, he's bulled his way into the end zone 30 times while averaging almost 8 yards per carry. Alston's tough, Mike. We know that. We've seen him all year long. And he's going to have to be if Phoebus is going to win this game today.
Yeah, it sounds like this could be a pretty interesting game as far as the ground attack is concerned. So, okay, let's go back down on the field where Bob has another one of our pregame interviews.
Hi, got Mickey Thompson here. Mickey is the coach of the Bulldogs up in Stonebridge. And Mickey just had a wonderful run up there since you've been there, 70 and 9 in the last 5 years, won a state championship. But you got to have some athletes, but you also have to have some coaches that are on the same page as you're on.
Well, you do. I mean, we got a unique system, and all our coaches have been together for a lot of years, so that really helps.
Yeah, and having some good athletes and good student athletes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why this game is such a big game. You got a lot of college athletes, kids going on to play at the next level, and, that's what you want in a high school football game.
All right, we're talking about going to the next level. You got a couple young men that you're pretty familiar with, Zach and Patrick, and both of them going to Wake Forest. And one plays defense, basically, but the other young man's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a difference for us, I think, the last couple of years because we've always been good running the football, and now we can throw it, and I think that's what's got us over the top, especially in the state playoffs.
Well, I know he's had an ankle injury last week. How is he doing?
He's doing fine. Everybody's fine. I mean, I don't know where all that stuff comes from sometimes, but we'll be at full strength.
Well, a lot of times the papers just want to do something a little sensational. Now, do you have a feeder program for the single wing, or does the kids, when they come to your program, first time they get to see it?
No, a lot of them run it. Probably half of the teams that run it in our Little League run it. I mean, so a lot of them are exposed to it. Some of them aren't, but a lot of them are in Little League.
Yeah, we talked earlier, and I showed you that article in the Sports Illustrated about the single wing. It's a up-and-coming thing, it seems.
Right. I mean, it's a great offense, but you have to be able to make it your own, and you have to incorporate the spread offense in it. So, we're not true single wing. We're probably 30% true single wing.
Well, I remember when you played Hampton up in Tide Stadium, you guys throw the ball good. You go into that spread, you're 4 and 5 wideouts, pretty impressive.
Right. That day we struggled with our single wing stuff, and then we had to get into a 5 wide set, and that's when we started moving the football. So, we have two heads you got to defend, and that's the single wing and the spread.
All right, one last question, Coach. You got Phoebus. You've seen Phoebus last year. How do you match up with Phoebus?
Well, I mean, you never know how your athletes are going to match up with their athletes, and what you don't want to have happen is have one of their athletes match up with a kid that's not ready. So it's a numbers game, they're trying to get their athletes on kids that aren't necessarily our athletes and vice versa. So you want to try to match up your athletes with their athletes and take your shot the best you can.
Well, Coach, you've done a great job up there, and I appreciate you taking time from your pregame to come over and talk to me, and I wish you good luck for today's ball game.
Thanks. It's good seeing you again.
Good seeing you again. All right, we're going to have today's sponsors, and then right back down here with Brent and myself.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zoom. we're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. Fort Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home, both inside and out. And by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3127 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armistead Avenue. Nancy Staten, Director.
Here with my buddy Bob Hintz. Bob, it's week 14. We saw a heck of a game last week under conditions that I don't want to repeat again. Not only was the weather cold and tough, but the field was not the best to be prepared. But Phoebus walked away with a 14-zip winner and showed their defense was still what it was.
Well, and you know that was the earmark for the Phantoms is their defense. They're not as big as they've been in the past, but they're definitely fast. And you notice that they can control the trenches, as I always say. That's always a good thing. But you know, you're playing a team that's a defending state championship, so they got like a bullseye on the back. Everybody wants to knock them off. Single wing they run is really a different animal than what we've seen in the past. A lot of misdirections. They will unbalance mostly to the right, put 2 blocking backs over there, and then snap the ball to the tailback, and you got 6 guys blocking for you on one side. So that makes a big difference. So that's going to be some things that Phoebus is going to have to try to change.
Well, not only do they run the single wing, but as he was saying to you earlier, they'll also go to that spread that we saw when they played Hampton, and I think it was 2005 when Hampton won the state championship against Stonebridge. So there's a whole lot of things, and Phoebus knows what they've got to look at because they played them last year, had the game, and we thought in the bag at 24-14, and then a couple of key turnovers changed the whole tempo of the game. So saying that, what does Phoebus got to do this year?
Well, Phoebus has got to control the trenches. Number one, they got to control it so that they're the ones that's dictating the tempo of the game and hopefully field position. We saw Phoebus punt last week. We hadn't seen them punt all year long, and but they're a team that will hit you and hit you. They're blue-collar type workers. I remember when they played Churchland. It was like somebody flipped the switch the second half. They didn't score any points the first quarter, second quarter, like a different team. And then against Green Run, they come out, made the adjustments, and just run all over them. So this is a team that can make some adjustments and do some things that, you know, that normally teams won't do. They're just very good, very well coached.
Well, at Stonebridge, on the same token, they're just as big, if not bigger than Phoebus.
Oh, they are bigger, yes.
Everybody on their roster is a senior except for one junior, and that's offense and defense. So they bring a lot of experience. A team that's lost 1 game in the last 2 years, or no games in the last 2 years, and Phoebus has lost 1. Yeah. So Phoebus got revenge on their mind.
Yes, they do.
They want to make this up. If anybody's read the paper, it's been on the wall all week. So having said that, why don't you make this one closing statement and let's wrap this thing up.
Well, there's 2 things I like to say. 2 young men that are just sophomores that I'm really impressed with, and that's the young man who plays linebacker only, and that's Caleb Taylor, and then the young man plays the defensive end and the tight end, and that's Daquan Romero. These are 2 young men as sophomores stepped up playing like they're seniors, not playing like sophomores. And I think Phoebus has a good chance to win this game because they've got a little bit of incentive that this is the team that knocked us out. We should have won it last year.
Well, having said that, let's take it back upstairs. I think you've covered all the players and the keys to this game, folks. You're about to see one heck of a ball game.
Amen.
Let's go get it.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's show the officials for today's game. The referee is Mr. David Shoup. The umpire is O.A. Knox. The linesman is Andy Sweet. The line judges are Chuck Hillman and Stan Perkins. Side judge is Scott Henderson, and the back judge is Rick Young, and they are from the Southeastern Football Officials Association. Well, Paul, we talked a little bit about the running game earlier. Let's go over the passing attack, because Phoebus, I don't think, has seen a passing attack that's spread like this one is, and that's something I think we're going to have to contend with today.
Oh, yeah. Mike, Stonebridge is not a stranger to the passing game at all. They've got quite an attack. Quarterback Patrick Thompson has thrown 179 passes. He's completed 109 of them for 1,964 yards and 24 touchdowns. He averages 178 yards per game. At 6'2", 215, this Wake Forest recruit has an arm, and he knows how to use it. Phoebus will have to watch him closely. Now, as far as Phoebus goes, we all know Taj Boyd directs the airways here. Connecting on 69 of his 121 attempts, he has 1,263 yards and 19 TDs. He averages 117 yards per game in an offense that relies on the run. You have to keep that in mind. If Stonebridge ignores him, however, he's going to take advantage of them, Mike.
Yeah, that's true. With that said, let's talk. What do you think the outlook of this game is? This could be a very interesting game.
Oh, Mike, this is a big one. Both teams are just about evenly matched. They can both run, they can both pass, so you pretty much have to throw those numbers out here. I think it's going to come down to defense, and as Bob Hint says, the battle of the lines. Stonebridge only allows 139 yards per game and 7.8 points. Phoebus allows 90 yards per game and 2.5 points. The defense that can stay close to those numbers is going to have the advantage in this game. Now, whether they get that advantage will depend on the lines. The defensive line that can dominate the other team's offensive line and win the battle of the trenches will allow their team to control the game. So look for a struggle as two of the top teams in the state put it all on the line today.
Well, okay, Paul, thanks. There you have it. Phoebus, Stonebridge, state semifinals, Division 5 here in the state of Virginia. Here at Darling Stadium, the rematch. Everybody's been looking forward to this game since this time last year. So as we look at the team captains going to the middle of the field, we'll get ready to do the coin toss here for today's game. So the Phoebus Phantoms have won the toss, and they will defer as Stonebridge will take the opening kickoff, and they will be going left to right as we look at the screen, as the Phoebus Phantoms will be defending the east end zone here at Darling Stadium. And this could be a good one, folks.
Could be.
We're really expecting this to be what they used to call a humdinger.
Look at that right there. You say this is not a big one. They are pumped. They are pumped. Chaz Robinson, number 25 for the Phoebus Phantoms, has been looking for this game ever since last year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great game. We have a large crowd on the Phoebus side and a growing crowd on the Stonebridge side. And we got a beautiful field out there, Mike. When you look at this, we've had some good weather. The field is in great shape. We can see the yard markers.
Oh, isn't that something? We'll be able to tell you where the ball is.
We can see the hash marks. And what's really nice is we have two wonderful gold Phoebus helmets on the field. You can see to the right of your screen there as we come on it. It's just a great helmet. In the end zone, in one end zone you have Phoebus with the gold stars, and the other you have Phantoms. And this was all done by the Darling ground crew, consisting of John Johnston, James Sykes, Brian Brendel, and a young man that doesn't want his name mentioned, Mr. Larry Malloy. They have been working for days to get this field looking like it looks today, and they've done an impressive job, as you saw the Phantoms name down there in the end zone, and again the helmets as the teams line up. So Mike, we got a great field. We've got a wonderful crowd out here. We're ready to play this game. Take it away and let us know what goes on.
All right, kicking off for the Phantoms is number 20, Eric Henderson. Back deep for Stonebridge is Michael Prince, number 5, and number 21, Marcus Harris. So we get ready to start the Virginia State Division 5 semifinals here at Darling Stadium between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Bulldogs of Stonebridge High School. And there is the kickoff.
The stands are rocking.
Harris lets the ball bounce out of bounds, and they will take over after the ball being kicked out of bounds at their own 35-yard line, I believe. Here's the
Stonebridge offense. At left tackle, number 77, Danny Parrott. The left guard, number 51, Trevor Springman. The center, number 74, Bryce Williams. The right guard, number 65, Matt Custer. The right tackle, number 79, Dexter Strong. The tight end, number 99, Zach Thompson. And number 8, Nick Sheehan. And the wide receiver, number 5, Michael Prince. The blocking back, number 1, Nate Ingersoll. The running back, number 20, Daniel Allen. And the quarterback, number 6, Patrick Thompson. And just so everyone will know, the Thompsons, Zach Thompson and Patrick Thompson, are the sons of the coach, Mickey Thompson, for Stonebridge.
Patrick Thompson, number 6, the starting quarterback for Stonebridge, in the shotgun to start it off with 4 wideouts. Being blitzed in the shotgun, the ball is fumbled, picked up at the 26-yard line by the Phantoms, and I believe that is Demetrius Ward, number 11, and he goes in for the Phantoms score. So Demetrius my goodness gracious, Demetrius Ward picks up the fumble and runs it all the way in for the score.
Shades of last year when Phoebus had the turnovers and Stonebridge capitalized. This time it's Stonebridge with the early turnover and Phoebus capitalizes.
26-yard return by Ward. The Phantoms out front 6-0. In to kick the extra point for the Phantoms is number 54, Eric Crocker. Kick is up and good. So 1 play, 1 score. 11:50 to go here. Only 10 seconds into the game, folks. It is now Phoebus 7, and it is Stonebridge 0. And my goodness.
Phoebus's defense coming up right here, Mike. Already this year, the defense has scored 11 touchdowns. This will make the 12th touchdown for the defense on the year. Almost 1 per game they're averaging. A tough Phoebus defense.
Let's look at the Phantom defense real fast.
All right, here's the Phoebus defense. Defensive ends, number 7, Daquan Romero, and number 11, Demetrius Wards. The tackles, number 51, Charlie Jones, and number 62, Dominique Davenport. The linebackers, strong linebacker, number 25, Chaz Robinson. Inside backers, number 32, Caleb Taylor, and number 35, Levante Battle. The roving linebacker, number 12, Paul Morant. In the secondary, the cornerbacks, number 27, Rasheed Clark, and number 5, Markel Wilkins. And the free safety, the speedy man, number 38, Colby Goodwin.
All right, again, back for Stonebridge to take the kick. It's going to either be number 5, Michael Prince, or number 21, Marcus Harris. As setting up to kick the ball for the Phantoms, number 20, Eric Henderson. See if this time he can keep it in bounds, right?
Well, I don't know. It worked pretty well.
10 seconds into the game here at Darling Stadium, the State Division 5 semifinals. Henderson's kick is down the middle of the field and is picked up by number 21, Marcus Harris. Gets a seam off the right side and all the way down to their own 38-yard line. Brought down on the play was number 34 on the Justin Howell for the Phantoms. 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line.
Mike, that was a great return for Stonebridge. You don't see many returns for any significant yardage by Phoebus opponents, and that was right there a very good return, giving them good field position here.
See how they set it up on the offense. Last time they set it up, looks like they're kind of botched together there. Is in the wing. They're in the single wing now. Straight snap to number 20 on the play, Daniel Allen. Maybe a yard and a half on the play. That was run by number 20. Daniel Allen on the play. Give him about 2 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I think that's more like 1 yard there, actually, from where I'm spotting it. But
yeah, that was Davenport on the stop for the Phantoms. 2nd down and 8. Straight handoff this time is to number 5, Michael Prince, around the left side. Gain of about 2 yards on the play, and that's about it. It looks like, was that number 62 on the stop, and that would have been Davenport again. See, it might have been Markel Wilkins on the stop.
I thought somebody else was in there. I thought it was number 5, yeah.
Yep, no, that's who it was. Markel Wilkins on the stop, number 5. So it's 3rd down and about 6 now after a gain of 2. This time, it looks like they're doing a direct snap to the running back, Daniel Allen, and again it went to him, and then back to pass. Oh, ooh. What a crushing blow by number 51, Charlie Jones, right up the middle. Ooh. As the ball was snapped directly to Allen, and he handed the ball back to the quarterback, Thompson, and he is clobbered for about a 6-yard loss. 4th down.
Watch this play.
And 12.
Defensive end number 11, Demetrius Ward, also got in there to pressure. What a great hit by the Phantom defense.
So 4th down and long. Let's see if they're going to set up in a punt formation. Looks like number 8 is back to punt. Nick Sheehan for Stonebridge, and he does punt the ball off. Nice end-over-end punt as it drives the Phantoms all the way back inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line as number 38, Colby Goodwin, gets out of the way as it is down on the 7. So the Phantoms will start their first offensive possession deep in their own territory here with 9:36 to go in the opening period, leading 7-0.
Tell you what, Mike.
Looks like our clock camera down there just went out.
No, don't think so.
It came back on. All right. I was wondering if the wind had blown the camera down, but nope, it's still there. 1st and 10 for Phoebus at their own 7-yard line, and we'll give you your starting offense here after this play. Boyd on the handoff to Austin. He's going to get about to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And here's the Phoebus offense today. Number 62, left guard Dominique Davenport. Number 51, left tackle Charlie Jones. Number 52, the center Vic Gaither. Number 60, right tackle Antonio Christian. Number 50, right guard Jaquan Hogan. The split end, number 2, Oman Newkirk. The flanker, number 5, Markel Wilkins. And the tight end, number 7, Daquan Romero. In the backfield, the quarterback, number 10, Taj Boyd. The fullback, number 25, Chaz Robinson. And the tailback, number 22, Sean, not Shawnee, Alston.
There's an end around to Markel Wilkins, number 5.
We got a flag on the play out there.
He will be downed at about the 15-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
All right, let's take a look at Stonebridge's defense today. The defensive end, number 99, Zach Thompson. The defensive tackle, number 68, David Wang. The nose guard, number 55, Jimmy Bradford. And the defensive end, number 9, Brian Slay. The linebackers, number 18, Mike Olson. Number 41, Travis Hannum. Number 25, Andrew Ansel. And number 8, Nick Sheehan. The cornerbacks, number 39, Andre Best. Number 20, Daniel Allen. And the safety, number 15, John Bladel or Bladell.
Holding on Phoebus will put the ball back at their own 6-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and about 11. Back to pass, over the middle of the field. Oh, there's interference. As the ball was intended for the Phantoms' number 2, Oman Newkirk, and he is actually knocked off his feet right at about the 32-yard line. So the Phantoms are going to get a big break here.
Looks like Newkirk had just about a step on the defender right there. You can see it, and he just gets tripped up, and that's going to be to the benefit of the Phantoms.
Might have been a little overthrown, too, if you noticed the ball was about 5 yards over the intended receiver, but I don't think that makes any difference in high school football. Interference is the call. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That'll be enough for a 1st down, as it should be brought down near the 26, let's see, the 21-yard line. See where they mark it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is November the 29th. You're watching LSC. local sports channel on Cox Cable 48 as we bring you the semifinal game from Darling Stadium, Stonebridge and Phoebus.
7-0 early here in the first quarter. The Phantoms out in front after a great break on the very first play of the scrimmage. Stonebridge fumbled ball, and 26 yards later running in all the way in for the touchdown. Here's a pass out here to the near side. It's completed to the Phantoms' number 7, Daquan Romero. Out to about the 30, a gain of 9 on the play. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Phantoms. Tackle on the play was Spencer Rosanio.
Daquan Romero, just a sophomore, as you heard in the pregame, with Brent, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next 2 years.
2nd down and a yard here. At the ball sits at the Phantoms 30. In the shotgun now is Taj Boyd. A quick throw out there to Omen Newkirk, and they had that one covered really well as he is forced all the way back out of bounds at about the 25. We'll see if they mark it where he was hit.
That's one of those plays that Phoebus might want to put in their pocket for a little while. You got 5-6 defenders over there on that one, and Newkirk's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that goes for a loss of 4 on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and almost 5.
Phoebus going to the air early in this game so far. It's been beneficial to them. Got them all the way out to the 27-yard line when they were deep in their own territory.
3rd down and 5 for the Phantoms. Stacked in the backfield, wide receiver on either side of the line of scrimmage, back to pass. And he is forced to get rid of the ball a little bit early as it was intended for Sean Austin. Incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and long 4 for the Phantoms as they will get set now to punt the ball away to
Boyd's not going to get a whole lot of time as the blitz came right there from the middle. He took a real hard hit, and that front line of Stonebridge is big, and they're going to be tough to defend today, Mike.
Back deep for the Bulldogs is number 15, John Badelli. Number 12 for the Phantoms punting the ball away is Paul Morant as the ball bounces out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. This is where Stonebridge will take over 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for watching LSC, local sports channel. We have a great crew with us once again today on the cameras. We have Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, and Steve Fryer. Our graphics and animation man who's feeling much better, who's under the weather for a while, Mr. Andy Foley. The slow motion and instant replay that you see is provided by Mike Nowinski. Our camera control operator, Miss Sarah Myers. Our production and audio assistant, Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer, Don Scharouse. And the director and producer, Mr. Scotty Bowers.
Direct snap again to number 20 on the play, Daniel Allen. That on the stop. On the stop for the Phantoms, number 11 is Demetrius Ward. They can make just a little bit shy of 2 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and long 8 for Stonebridge. As you can see, the ball is just shy of the 40-yard line. 2nd long. Again, Allen in the shotgun. He takes a direct snap up the middle, and he is clobbered right there at the line of scrimmage by, it looks like, Davenport, number 62, as he shot the gap and just stopped him right in his tracks. And we told you earlier today this was going to be a defensive battle, and so far, that's what's happening.
It has. Dominique Davenport kind of slides around from the line to the linebacker position. He was kind of set up in the linebacker position that time, and he just took off and nailed the runner.
Yeah, he met Allen right in force, right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 8 for Stonebridge. They have 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side of the field. This time it's a direct snap to the quarterback. Back to throw, a little out. It's intercepted by the Phantoms at the 45-yard line. I believe it's number 27 on the interception, Rashid Clark, as he stepped right in front of the intended receiver.
And Mike, I believe the pass might have been tipped.
So turnover number 2 so far here in the first quarter for Stonebridge, as the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Let's watch this right there. You can see the ball wobble. I believe it was tipped right near the line of scrimmage.
Well, I tell you what, Rasheed Clark had to spot there because he broke on the ball as the quarterback for Stonebridge was throwing it and was at the right place at the right time.
He was at another opportunity for the Phoebus Phantoms provided by their defense, and we said at the top of the game, this is going to be a defensive game and a defensive struggle.
Timeout now called by Stonebridge, their first of the game. That will give them 2 remaining here in the first half. We have 6:11 to go here in the opening period. Phoebus 7 and Stonebridge nothing.
Watch him put his hand up right there. You can see the ball start to wobble just a tad bit.
I tell you what, even if it was tipped, I don't think it would have made any difference because he was right there the whole time. Great defense on the play that time by the Phantoms as they saw that one coming. So the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at the Stonebridge, inside the Stonebridge 16-yard line.
There we see some of the Phoebus players on the sideline with the coaches. They're getting a little pumped right now because things seem to be going their way, at least defensively at this point.
Well, defense wins games, and so far the defense is taking care of business here this afternoon here at Darling Stadium. That's right. There's a lot of this game left to go here. Markel Wilkins in motion. There's a pitch to Austin as he tries to sweep around the right end, gets through the first line, will pick up about 4 on the play as he looks like he's brought down, I believe, by number 25, Andrew Ansel. Gain of about 4 on the play. We'll call it 2nd 6.
Nice blocking by the Phantoms. Good pursuit by Stonebridge. There's a hole right there, and Austin with his quickness gets through the hole. But once again, we're talking about defense. That Stonebridge defense, not only are they big, Mike, but they're fast also, and they close that hole quickly. Normally, Austin would have got 5 to 8 yards on that play.
Taj Boyd under center. Hands the ball. No, keeps it over the middle. Fakes one throw. Throws this one away because he was being forced out of the pocket. And defensively, Stonebridge did a pretty good job there. I believe it was intended for Newkirk, number 2. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. No gain on the play on the incomplete pass.
Stonebridge had great defensive coverage in the secondary, and Boyd just had no one to throw to. The receiver he wanted to throw to was actually near another one of his own receivers. I don't know whether there was a mix-up on that, drawing together 2 defenders, and there's just no way Boyd is going to throw into that. So they did the smart thing.
Stonebridge's defensive backs held their ground on that play and stayed at home.
Speaking of smart things and staying at home, Dr. Russo didn't do the smart thing. He came out in the cold.
Here's a draw to Austin up the middle. And it looks like he's close to a 1st down, but I believe he's going to be about a half a yard shy. That was a great play right there. Nice call of a draw on a 3rd down and long. Let's see. He will be about a yard shy of the 1st down. That'll make it a 4th down and 1.
Watch this. I thought he was going to pass. It's a great draws. They let the defense overrun itself, and he just went right through that seam.
So Phoebus will call timeout to talk this one over as they want to make sure that they take advantage of this here as it's now 4th down and a little bit less than a yard as the ball sits inside of Stonebridge's 7-yard line. 4:48 to go here in the opening period of play. The Phoebus Phantoms lead 7-0 over the Bulldogs from Stonebridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC, Local Sports Channel, brought to you on Cox Cable Channel 48. We're coming to you taped on November the 29th from Darling Stadium. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. Sorry, you were going to say Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe. That's the same thing.
Same thing.
We also have Brent Musgrove up here with us, along with Mr. Bob Killen. And on the sidelines, we have Mr. Bob Hintz, who looks like he's getting a little repair work done down there on the bench. I hope he's okay.
Who's this?
Bob.
Here we go. They're going to go 4th down here. No, they're going for a field goal, and it's number 54 for the Phantoms. That is Eric Crocker will go in to attempt a 24-yard field goal. Ball's down, kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. So the Phoebus Phantoms will strike again and kick a 24-yard field goal, and now they lead 10-0 with 4:44 to go here in the opening period of play here at Darling Stadium.
So 2 turnovers by the Stonebridge Bulldogs.
10 points.
2 scores by the Phoebus Phantom. On a chilly day, a cloudy day. I know every day is
Well,
a
I tell
chilly
you
day
what,
for
Dr.
me,
Russo sure picked a great day not to come to a game last week, didn't he?
Yeah. No paycheck for you this week. You missed a good one last week. It must have been 10 degrees in the booth. Oh, Lord.
No, the booth was nice. It was the guys out on the field that were suffering.
Yeah.
That was just.
Hey, what about me? I was suffering. It was cold up there.
You could be 80 degrees and you're sitting up here with your cheek chattering.
Oh, well, it's cold.
Yeah.
What
So
can I tell
Henderson
you?
will come in, number 24 to Phantoms, and he will be kicking off again to Stonebridge. It looks like, again, number 21 back here, Marcus Harris. Also number 5, Michael Prince for the Stonebridge Bulldogs as they set up down inside their own 10-yard line. We'll see how Henderson kicks this one off.
Well, he's going to use his foot, I would hope.
Well, I hope so. Here's the kickoff, end over end. Allen at the 11-yard line to the near side. He skipped to the inside and got out to about the 32-yard line. So, right now, Stonebridge has had the ball offensively 3 times, and all 3 times they've been outside their own 30-yard line. So they've had excellent field position. So far they've had it pretty easy as far as field position on in the game.
Nice run. That young man. That young man just did a really good job of running that ball. He picked out 2 holes and went right through them.
Direct snap again to one of the backs. We'll let you know which one it was because I didn't see it. It might have been number 9, Brian Slay, on the play. He's going to pick up about a yard and a half. We'll call it 2 on the play, so it'll be a 2nd down and 8.
You know, as we watch this, Mike, I've got to make a comment now. With 8 minutes gone in this game, the only person that has been fooled by the misdirection has been me. Phoebus has not.
2nd down and 8. Hand the ball back to the quarterback. He will drop back and throw over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted by Paul Morant, number 12, and then he fumbled the ball, and nobody has it yet. Let's see who ends up with the ball. It looks like the Phantoms are able to come up with the ball. I believe it's number 27, Rashid Clark, that came up with the fumble. So that's 2 turnovers that Clark has got so far.
Yep.
What a great interception by Morant right there, though.
But Zach Thompson strips the ball, and then it gets booted around all over the place.
This was a scrum here, buddy. Let's see who's going to get it. But either way, the Phantoms have it 1st and 10 inside the Stonebridge 48-yard line. So that's 3 turnovers in the first quarter for Stonebridge. Let's see if the Phantoms can take advantage of it again. Handoff is to Austin over the right side. Pick up maybe 2 on the play. That'll bring it up a 2nd down and 8 for the Phantoms.
Here's the replay, just a straight handoff off the left side. It's basic Alston. Get a few yards, get a few yards. They're going to have to establish that running game, but against Stonebridge and that great defensive line they've got, not to mention the linebackers, it's going to be a tough day for Mr. Alston.
Back to pass. Down the left side, right sideline, wide open, just overthrown. As Markel Wilkins had a step or 2 on the defense, but the ball was overthrown. Incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd down and 8 now. Watch this, he had a couple of steps.
He had him right there. He just needed to drop it right in and couldn't quite do it.
As the safety for the Bulldogs, number 15, John Blattle, was a little bit late getting there. Ball was a little overthrown, incomplete pass. 3rd down and long now for the Phantoms.
Phoebus going to the air quite a bit here. I wouldn't be surprised at all to have them go to a short pass here in the flats. That's what he wanted.
Screen pass over the middle, and they got that one covered up good.
He's going to get a few yards on it.
Yeah,
but
it was
that's
completed to Romero as he's inside the 45 down to about the 43. But that's going to be shy of a first down by about 4 yards. So we'll bring up a fourth down. Here's a replay. It was set up nicely, but the linebackers for Stonebridge stayed home on the play.
They not only stayed home, they formed a formidable line right there, and they just grabbed him for no significant gain at all.
So Morant in to punt the ball for the Phantoms. A little bit short on the play. Gets a nice Phoebus bounce, though, down inside the 20, inside the 15, and it looks like it is down at about the 30. So Stonebridge will start this series of downs with their worst field position of the first quarter, down inside the 15, and they'll be first and 10 from their own 13-yard line.
And the first time that Phoebus was not able to convert on a turnover is once again their defense has come up big in this game so far. You're watching on LSC, local sports channel on cable channel 48, Cox Cable.
Back to pass, a little flat over here to the near side, intended for the Daniel Allen, number 20, overthrown, incomplete pass. That'll bring up second down and 10 for Stonebridge, as Patrick Thompson was a little overthrown on that one.
Well, Thompson was pressured that time by Demetrius Ward off the left side, who came busting in there and almost got past his blocker. And I think Thompson was trying to get rid of that ball a little quicker than he should have.
Stop for a brief moment. We understand the Illusion quarterback has been knocked out, so we've got a
Thompson in the shotgun again. The direct snap this time is to number 20 on the play, Allen, and he's going to get near the 15. Let's see where they end up marking it. Looks like he's going to get to the 17. So Allen will pick up about 4 on the play. That'll bring up third down and 6 for Stonebridge.
Allen, the top runner on the team. He's done a great job so far this year. 22 touchdowns, 1,334 yards. He gets about 8.1 per carry, and obviously he didn't do that this time. But
4-yard run as timeout is now called by the Bulldogs. That's their second timeout here in the first quarter of play.
4-yard run. The extra point is good. Virginia 14, Virginia Tech 14.
So with a minute and 33 to go here in the first quarter of play, the Phantoms still out in front 10-0. 3 turnovers in the first quarter by Stonebridge has resulted in 10 points for the Phantoms.
And who's leading?
The Phantoms, 10-0.
Phoebus Phantoms.
The Phoebus Phantoms.
The semifinals from Darling Stadium, November the 29th, 2008. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser bringing you the game from up in the booth on a chilly day, a cloudy day, but a nice day for football. Got 2 teams that have been looking forward to this game all year long. So far, it's been a really good game, and I expect it to continue to be that way for the rest of the game.
Spins around the right side and gets out near the 24. That's going to be their first down of the first quarter of play here as we get down to a minute 25 to go here in the opening period.
And that's the man that the defense for the Phantoms is going to have to keep their eye on. He's very quick, very knowledgeable of how to run, and if he can get loose and get a seam in there, he get into the secondary. That young man is going to eat up some yardage real quick. He's a smart runner.
Again, Allen is in the shotgun alongside of the quarterback. A direct snap is this time he's going to get about 2 or 3 on the play as he is stopped by the Phantoms. Number 35 on the play, and that's Levante Battle. Gain of 3 on the play. That brings up second down and 7 for Stonebridge.
Left guard number 51, Trevor Springman, beginning to get a little more momentum on his side, getting a step right now on the Phantom defense.
Direct snap to Thompson as he runs the ball off the right side and gets the ball down near first down yardage. We'll have to wait and see where they actually mark it. I actually thought he had fumbled the ball, but it looks like he may have got it back. And he might be a little bit short of a first down, but they're going to measure.
He's really, really
Let's
close.
see if he actually got rid of it.
People have to realize that this young man is 6'2", 215 pounds, and we know he can throw the ball.
Take a look at this again. The ball did come loose, and he was able to get the ball back.
But he can run the ball, Mike. 236 yards rushing and 9 TDs on the season. He's a big boy.
Watch it, at the very end, the ball comes out. He's about 2 inches shy of the first down. Wait a minute, it's coming there. He's losing it right there. See, it's already out. See, it bounced right in front of the Phantoms number 11 there. Demetrius Ward. So it's third down and about 6 inches, I believe, is what they're going to call it. As we have come to the end of the first quarter of play, they won't get this playoff. So at the end of one here at Darlin Stadium, the Division V state semifinals, the Phoebus Phantoms lead the Stonebridge Bulldogs by a score of 10-0 here at Darlin Stadium.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we start the second quarter of this game, we'd like you to know that the second quarter is sponsored by Beach Hardware. Located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center, Beach Hardware is the place for all your hard-to-find hardware needs, including electrical, plumbing, and painting. And by Zooms, with great service and convenient locations throughout the peninsula that can save you both time and money. And by Kelly's Tavern, family dining and delicious food. Join them for lunch or dinner at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News and on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And also by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Call David Chubb or Terry McNamara at 594-0411. And we'd like to thank all of our sponsors today and all year for their sponsorship of Hampton City Schools student athletes.
There is Mr. Bobby Pennebacker, the guy in the red right there. He's the regional coordinator for the football here in the Eastern region. So third and inches again here as we start the second quarter of play with Phoebus out in front 10-0. They're setting up again in the tight wing formation. It's a direct snap. And I'm not so sure he got it, as I believe Allen was stopped a half a yard short.
I think
that's
he
going to
lost
bring up
yardage.
Well, he only needed 6 inches. That's how close it was.
They gave him a good spot.
He's still short, but that's going to bring up fourth down. So a key call right here by Mickey Thompson of Stonebridge, trailing 10-0 with a fourth down and less than a yard, and the Phantoms defense stopped them right there. As looks like they're going to take their final timeout here in the first half. So Stonebridge calls their third timeout, and that'll take care of timeouts for them the rest of the half.
Oh yeah, that's early use of timeouts, but I guess you want to make sure here. Do you want to try for it, or do you want to go ahead and punt it away?
They lost about 6 inches on that play, and actually he got a pretty good spot on the play too.
Yes,
I thought
he did.
so.
I thought he got a real good spot.
But they used the last timeout to decide whether they want to go on a fourth down play, and they're just, they're shy of their own 35-yard line.
To me, it's too early to go for the first down. I'm not Coach Mickey Thompson, so I don't know what he's going to do. I don't pretend to be inside his head. But
realistically, defensively, Stonebridge has been able to stop the offense on Phoebus. So why wouldn't they now? The chances are that if they don't get this first down, they're just handing Phoebus the ball in pretty good field position.
Yeah, they are, and I'm with you. Defense has been playing very well on both sides. I would go ahead and punt it, put Phoebus back, let my defense go out there and stop Phoebus and get the ball in better field shape.
But like the Bulldogs are not going to do what we figured they'd do. They're going to go for it here, fourth down. Let's see if they try to draw them off sides.
Well, they've got to try and pull them off sides. They're crazy if they don't.
The ball's loose. Don't make any difference. It was recovered by Allen, but he's going to lose about 5 yards on the play back to the 26-yard line where Phoebus will take over first and 10.
That's going to be more than 5 yards, Mike. That's going to be somewhere around 4, 5, 6, 7 yards.
All right. First and 10 from their own 26-yard line, and what defensively the Phantoms are playing great, but Stonebridge is just they're just not taking care of the ball right now here in the first half.
They're making mistakes, and Phoebus is taking advantage of that. We still have a lot of game.
We just got through talking about the fact that they could very easily give up the ball there, and they did. So hand it off to Alston as he breaks one tackle, gets outside down the right sideline, inside the 15, down to about, looks like they're going to mark it at the 14. That's a gain of about 13 yards on the play, and a 1st and 10 for the Phantoms.
Now, what's amazing, watch this. He runs into Brian Slay right there, number 9. Brian Slay, 6'3", 270 pounds, and Sean Alston just more or less throws him off and continues around the corner. That was an amazing run by Sean Alston.
1st and 10 as the ball sits at Stonebridge's 14-yard line as the Phantoms threaten again here early in the second quarter of play. Taj takes the snap, hands the ball off to Alston off the left side. Big hole inside the 5, inside the 3. 11-yard gain and a 1st and goal for the Phantoms. Best run of the game so far for Phoebus.
Last 2 runs have been very good for Alston. If he finds his legs, he can really be devastating.
Right
We've
over
seen
the left
him all
side.
year long do this. Usually he's just up the middle, off left, off right, off left, off left, off left, off right. Very rarely do we see him go to the outside.
1st and goal for the Phantoms at the 3. They're in the elephant formation, what they call. There's Alston off the left side, in for the score. So Alston goes 4 yards in to score, and they now extend that lead to 16-0 as they will attempt the extra point attempt by number 54.
Good block by Chaz Robinson of the Phantoms, along with number 51, Charlie Jones, opened up a nice hole, and Alston just rumbles right through it.
Here's Crocker's extra point attempt out of the hole to Paul Morant, up and good. It's now 17-0 as the Phoebus Phantoms have, this. We didn't expect to see this.
No.
Turnovers, a couple of mistakes offensively for Stonebridge, and the Phoebus Phantoms have taken advantage of it. They've had,
how many turnovers?
Well, they've only officially had 3 because they
officially
did
3,
but that last 4th down
defensive stop.
That's right. They had a 4th down and less than a yard, and instead of punting the ball away deep in their own territory, they decided to go for it. And the ball got away from the intended receiver of the snap, and they ended up losing 7 yards. And Phantoms had great field position again to allow them to get in there real quick and score. 17-0, 10:47 to go here in the second quarter of play. A little bit of a surprise. We got a long way to go because we remember what happened last year.
Yep. But
so
the good thing on that last drive, though, again, I want to make sure everybody knows this, was that Sean Alston began
that's right.
to get his legs.
Sean Alston was able to do a little bit of running on that one where he's been pretty much bottled up so far here in the first half.
Well, both these lines, both the defensive lines for both teams and the offensive lines for both teams have been like slugging boxers right now. They're just beating each other up down there, and the one that wears out the other is going to be the one that has the advantage.
Prince and Harris again deep for Stonebridge. This time it's coming over here. It looks like it's caught by number 9, Spencer Residio. And number 10 on the play, Spencer Rosatina, was actually the recipient of the kickoff. Great defensive coverage or kickoff coverage by the Phantoms as he's brought down right there just outside of their own 20-yard line. So Phoebus defense is going to have to go to work again here.
And they've been doing a pretty good job at work so far. I think the onus is on the offense for Stonebridge at this time. They need to get something going.
3 wide outs. Back in the shotgun is Thompson. Back to throw. Being flushed out of the pocket. Runs up the middle. Met right there by number 32 on the play. Caleb Taylor, one of the young men that was talked about in our pregame. Gain of about 5 on the play, just under 5.
Caleb Taylor, just a sophomore, 6'3", 205. he's going to be a good one. Not that he's not already, but he's still got 2 years ahead of him.
Second down and a long 5 for Stonebridge. Ball sits right outside their own 25-yard line. Thompson back into shotgun. They have 4 wideouts, 3 to the far side this time, trying to open it up a little bit. Throws the ball at Bullet, and it is caught on the run by number 8, Nick Sheehan, all the way outside of their own 40-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark it at about the 48-yard line. That's a pretty good gain right there for a first down.
Great play by the Stonebridge offensive line as they handled the defense that time, giving Thompson plenty of time to look for his receiver. You can see this. Look, he's got all day back there. He could have made a pizza and then thrown that ball.
He's got a rifle for an arm.
Yes, he does.
Thompson back now into shotgun again. 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side. Back to pass. Over to completed to the near side, and that's number 5, Michael Prince, as he is stopped at about the Phantoms' 45-yard line.
Stonebridge receivers seem to be running a little bit different routes right now, Mike, and they are getting wide open. Phoebus is having trouble handling the routes they're running.
Markel Wilkins, number 5 for the Phantoms, on the stop, a gain of about 7 on the play.
And part of that is due to the fact that the offensive line is now holding back that Phoebus Phantom defense, giving Thompson time to throw and see the field.
It's direct snap to Allen. He's going to be dropped for about a 2-yard loss on the play.
They had the blitz going on that time.
Number 35 on the play, and that's Levante Battle on the stop for the Phantoms. Loss of 2. Third down and a long 4 now. We'll call it 3rd and 5.
Caleb Taylor, number 32, also in on that as he came from his linebacker position.
Thompson in the shotgun with a back on either side of him. Here's a blitz up the middle. Picked up, and he's being flushed out of the pocket. Oh, what a great catch over there by the number 5, Michael Prince, as he's on his back catching the ball. Pickup of about 9 on the play, and a first down as it's down to about the 38-yard line. So they mark it just at the 39. So 1st and 10 for Stonebridge.
And Stonebridge finding their air wings here as they're beginning to move the ball downfield. They're getting that control at the line. They're getting time in the backfield. Thompson is able to see. They're starting to move the ball, Mike. And there's the coach from Bethel High School, Mr. Jeff Nelson. Saw him in the green sweater to your left.
Passes over the middle, and it's tipped, almost intercepted. It was intended for number 15 on the play, John Bladel. Incomplete pass as it's right off of his fingertips. We have a Phantom down on the field right now. Like Samuel Snow for the Phantom, still down on the field.
John Bladel, 6 foot, 175, one of the smaller receivers.
Just off of his hands. Samuel Snow is the shaking up Phantom as he's on his own power coming off the field, limping a little bit. Incomplete pass.
Just scored the extra point.
So 2nd down and 10 now for Stonebridge at the Phantoms' 38-yard line. Thompson back into shotgun again with Allen standing to his left. 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side. Back to pass, is short and blocked right at the line of scrimmage by the Phantoms' number 7, Daquan Romero. And his big paws were sitting up there and blocked that one right off the get-go. So incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 10.
Thompson again getting plenty of time. He just got unlucky here as the Phoebus Phantom defense was able to get up and knock that pass down.
Incomplete pass, 3rd down and 10 at the 39. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Phantoms out front 17-0 here in the State Division 5 football contest at Darlington State. I'll tell you what, the wide receiver looks like he's offside down here. Wasn't called, though, being forced out of the pocket. They had him, and boom! Thompson goes down as he is hit by Davenport and down at the 45-yard line. A 6-yard loss on the play by the Dominique Davenport sooner or later one of them was going to get him, and here it comes. Yep. Boom.
That time the Phoebus defense just kind of made scrambled eggs of the offensive line, and they got through there with ease.
There was about 3 different defensive players that had a shot at that one. 4th down and about 16 as they have set up in the punt formation. They have 2 wideouts over there. Let's see what they do. They do punt the ball. Kobe Goodwin will let it stop, as when the ball hit the ground, it stayed right there as it's down at about the 13. So the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13 as the defense comes up big again for the Phantoms.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC, local sports channel from Darling Stadium, November the 29th, 2008. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. Yeah, that punt, that kid's got a good foot, good leg. I mean, we saw him kick that first one that just went about 50, 60 yards. But that one, that's the kind of golf shot that Brent would want to get when that ball just goes up there and just stops dead right by the hole. That was a nice punt.
Well, actually, it worked out really well for Phoebus because when it hit the ground, it was lucky. They were lucky and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't go closer. I mean, it stopped right there. So 1st and 10, but they're deep in their own territory. Hand off to Austin in the backfield. He picks up about 3, maybe 4 on the play out to about the 17-yard line. Give him 4 on the play.
Austin saw a hole off there to the right. There's a young lady that's excited about her team. I wonder who she's for. Austin looked like he had an opening to his right, and the Stonebridge defensive linebacker slid over so quickly that he had to change his directions and go to the left, and was still able to pick up some yardage on that.
In fact, that was Gavea on the stop for Stonebridge. Here, 2nd down. Does that name sound familiar to you?
I thought he graduated. We got another one.
Here's a pass that's completed over here to the near side to the Phantoms number 2, Newkirk, out to about the 30-yard line, and a 1st down for the Phantoms.
Nice hard hit on the receiver there by number 18, Mike Olson, 6'4", 220 pounds. He's a senior also.
Yeah, number 12 for Stonebridge is Kyle Gavea.
Watch this hit. Boom, right there.
1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Nice little pass play by Taj Boyd. In the I formation. Handoff is to Austin as he's going to pick up maybe a yard on the play. He's brought down by number 9, Brian Slay of Stonebridge. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Number 9, Brian Slay.
Gain of a little bit more than a yard, so we'll call it a short 8 or short 9 that they have to get as the ball sits outside of the 31. Back to pass. Look out, look out. He got rid of it just in time. It's completed outside there to number 7 on the play. Romero, as he is tackled all the way out to about the 43, and there's a flag in the backfield. And look, was this a late hit?
I'm not sure. The cameras went to the receiver. Let's see if we can see it. Here's Boyd. He's thrown the ball.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is.
Got a late hit there.
He was hit hard after the throw.
Nice move by Daquan Romero to get himself open when he saw the quarterback in trouble.
That's going to tack on an additional 15 yards to the end of the run, too. So that's going to turn out to be a lot of yards on that after a gain of about 10 on the play and a 1st down. Tack on 15 more for the personal foul late hit on the quarterback. And the ball's going to be brought all the way down to the Stonebridge 43-yard line. A lot of yards went on that play.
It did that. Taj Boyd doing a good job of throwing the ball so far in this game as Phoebus is putting up some passing yardage.
We've been relatively penalty-free in the game. That was definitely a late hit as we saw it. First and 10 from the Bulldogs' 43-yard line as the Phantoms try to continue to add up the score here. Right now leading 17-0 here with 4:58 to go in the second quarter. Alston with a handoff up the middle. Big gain, got through the line. Broke another tackle. Look out, he's going to go all the way in for the score. 43 yards run by Sean Alston all the way in for the score.
Mike, that was classic Sean Alston. Look at this. Follow your block. See the hole, cut, left, block, just run over your, you know, we talked to him once before. Once he gets into the secondary, he likes to look for somebody to hit. And he hit two people, ran them over, kept his feet, kept moving, and was able to get into the end zone.
Crocker out of the hole to Morant for the extra point. Kick is up. It's through the uprights, and it's good. So with 4:48 to go here in the second quarter, the Phoebus Phantoms 24, Stonebridge 0. Wow. Nice run up the middle by Alston on the play.
Let's watch it again, Mike. Look at this. Just watch as he does this. This is a clinic right here. Sees the hole after he goes with his blockers, finds somebody to hit, hits him, gets his feet, looks again, goes to him, slides to his left, and just outruns this young man.
Unfinished business. Isn't that what they've been saying all year?
And it is unfinished because you got to remember we still have a whole half to play.
That's right.
And we know what can happen in a half.
That's right. So Anderson will come in there now, number 20 for the Phantoms, and he will be kicking off again for Phoebus. And again, back deep for Stonebridge is number 5, Michael Prince, also Marcus Harris. Prince is to the near side as we look at the return team with Harris to the far side, back inside their own 10-yard line.
Stonebridge is probably trying to figure out what in the world has hit them today.
Henderson's end-over-end kick to number 5, Prince, at about the 12. And down he goes at about the 21 as he's brought down by, it looks like, number 38, Colby Goodwin, along with number 21 on the play, Dontrell Jones. So the Stonebridge will take over first and 10 from their own 21-yard line. First and 10 from the 21. Thompson in the backfield with wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Near side wide receiver is Prince, number 5. Back to pass is Thompson, looking to his left, and he's hammered as he's thrown. It's completed at the 35-yard line. Thompson felt the pressure that time by number 7, Romero, but he completes the pass over the middle to about the 41. Ball was completed, I believe, to number 25, Andrew Ansel on the play. First and 10 at the 42-yard line, and Thompson felt that one when he was hit.
Yeah, he did, but again, a nice route by the receiver for Stonebridge, who split the secondary and found the opening. 2
wideouts to the near side, split field in the back. 3 wideouts total. Back to pass is Thompson again. Again to the same side. There's a flag down in the middle of the field, right at the line of scrimmage. Completed passes to number 15, and I believe that's coming back. That's John Bladell. Holding play on Stonebridge, so that's coming back. Take a look at their offense. When they set up with 2 wide receivers, that's where he is being thrown the ball almost on every occasion.
But he's getting the time. Once again, they're taking care, and they're moving the line out to the left and right, forming a nice pocket.
So after the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, will bring first down in about 22 as the ball sits back at about their own 30.
Watch Patrick Thompson. He'll probably go to the air again. 1,900 yards on the season.
2 wide outs to the near side. Let's see if he throws to one of those receivers over here. Looks this way. Goes back to the other side. And hits number 21 on the play, Marcus Harris. A gain of about 3 on the play out to about the 33-yard line, and that's it. On the stop for the Phantoms, number 32 on the play was Khalid Taylor.
Marcus Harris, 5'11", 175. He's a sophomore on this team. Makes a nice catch.
Second down and about 20 now for Stonebridge. There's a pass over to the outside. It is completed to number 5 on the play, Prince. Forced out of bounds by the Phantoms, number 28, 27, Rasheed Clark.
Now,
gain of about, looks like 11 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
I know Thompson's been intercepted twice here, Mike, but I'll tell you what, he's got a good, accurate arm, a very strong arm.
Well, where he was throwing the ball to the double receiver side, now he's going to the other side. Young man's got a real strong arm back there.
Yeah, they average about 178 yards per game passing.
Back to Thompson again in the shotgun. He's being forced out of the pocket. Down he bounced off of one, and then great coverage on the play defensively as he is now sacked back at his own 35-yard line, and loss of about, looks like 8 yards on the play as Romero on the sack for the Phantoms.
Tell you what, when you're 6'2", 215, you can take some shots.
I tell you, he bounced right off the guy.
Watching this, boom. And I think everybody thought he was down at that point. And that was Davenport that hit him. And Dominique, when you usually hit by him, you going down.
So 4th down and about 17 on the play.
The guys in the truck said, well, at least he felt it.
Thompson, number 6, is set up in a short punt formation. He kicks the ball. Nice punt. End over end as he takes it at about his own 18-yard line, and he gets outside, and that's Colby Goodwin as he gets the ball down to the 40-yard line. Nice little return by Colby Goodwin, number 38 on the play.
That was an excellent return by Colby Goodwin.
Looks like about 22 yards on the return for the Phantoms. That's a 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Nice block right there by number 5. Grabbed by number 65 there originally, Matt Custer, who's 6'5", 285 pounds, grabbing the little Colby Goodwin.
He broke the tackle, though.
Yes, he did. Well, small and quick. We've seen Colby Goodwin give Phoebus a lot of good starting points by getting good returns throughout the year.
2:12 to go here in the second quarter, up 24-0. 3 wideouts now as there's a draw play to Colby Goodwin up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe 2 yards on the play out to the 42, and that's it as he's brought down by, looks like number 99 on the play, Zach Thompson. They're 6'5", 260-pound tight end.
Yeah.
And he is a horse.
He's a big horse, and of course he'll be going to Wake Forest. So
second down and 8 for the Phantoms. 1:45 on the clock as it continues to run here in the second quarter.
Stonebridge has a lot of young players going to Wake Forest, Mike. I think both the Thompson boys are, along with Mike Olson, the linebacker. I think there's 1 or 2 others on there.
And off to Goodwin up the middle to about the 40, just outside the 45. We'll give him a good gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and just under 5. So we'll call it a long 4. 3rd down and a long 4 for the Phantoms.
No, I'll tell you what, Mike, Stonebridge might as well get used to seeing Colby Goodwin take the ball, because next year he's going to be the back in this situation. He's going to be the man, and he's a good young runner. He's got great speed outside.
It's like the Phantoms will call a timeout now. That will leave them with 1 here in the final 58 seconds of play here in the second quarter. 24-0 here at Darling Stadium. The Phoebus Phantoms out in front of Stonebridge. State semifinal, Division 5 game here, and a overcast day here at Darling Stadium. Cool outside, but it's not like it was.
Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser, bringing you this game on LSC, local sports channel. You're watching it on Cox Cable 48. Of course, this is a taped program. If you want to see this game again, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you're watching it tonight at 7 p.m. And today is November the 29th, Saturday. You can also watch it tomorrow, Sunday, November the 30th at 7 p.m., as well as December 2nd, Tuesday, at both 7:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. on LSC, local channel 48, and you can also watch it on the internet. All you have to do is go to WHCS page, click on LSC, and drop down and watch it on the little box.
Back to pass. Flushed out as he's knocked down on the play. It was intended for number 7 on the play. Romero was a little bit short. He had to get rid of the ball real fast as he was being forced out of the pocket there by number 18, Mike Olson. Good job defensively for Stonebridge on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 4 as they will now have to punt.
If he'd have had another second, the receiver was wide open.
Romero was open.
When anybody within 5 yards of him.
He had to zip that ball out fast. So Morant will sit back to punt. Oh, and he's going to end up, that's got to be a flag.
Yeah, there it comes. There it comes.
So that one's going to cost Stonebridge again as number 8 for Stonebridge. Nick Sheehan actually knocked the punter down, running into that's not even running into the kicker. That's got to be a roughing penalty. Either way, it would be enough for the first down. So the Phantoms will continue with the ball. They're calling it a 5-yard penalty, but they only needed 4 to get a first down. So after the 5-yard penalty for the Phantoms on a running into the kicker penalty, they will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Stonebridge 49-yard line. 48 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've been waiting for a little bit of a word here before we said anything, but earlier in the game, our on-the-field announcer, Bob Hintz, who used to be up here in the spot that I'm in, had a little difficulty on the field, and right now he's been taken to the hospital where he's doing well, sitting up, talking, wanted to know what the score was. He's doing much better. We wish Bob all the best. Hope he'll be back out here as quickly as possible. We know you're in good hands right now, Bob, so, our thoughts are with you.
Well, that was very close to being a 50-yard touchdown pass. It was just a little bit unthrown as it was intended for Markel Wilkins, number 5, as he was battling 2 other players out there, and it was a nice throw, just a little bit underthrown.
You know what I thought there for a second? Because Taj Boyd doesn't throw long passes like that. I thought Reed Evans had come back. I thought he was down the field somewhere because the only person I've seen him throw long to was Reed Evans.
And that was last year, folks.
He's gone.
But Boyd does have an arm. He can throw the ball, as he can see right there. It looks like a screen. Nope. He gets away from the first tackler and throws the ball down the left side. And, just overthrown out of the reach of the hands of Newkirk, number 2, right there at about the 3-yard line. And that was within a whisker of being 6.
There's 2, and that shows you the athleticism of Taj Boyd as he almost gets wrapped up by Zach Thompson, 6'5", still gets the throw off and slings it all the way into the end zone while he was standing flat-footed.
Well, I tell you what, I just saw some great sportsmanship down there by some of the Stonebridge players as Boyd, after he got rid of the ball, we didn't see it. He was coming back to the line of scrimmage, and a lot of the Stonebridge players were giving him handshakes and pats. You know what a great play. There's a pass that's completed over the middle to number 5 on the play, Markel Wilkins. He's close to a first down as we're down to 13 seconds to go. They finally stopped the clock to check a measurement, and I guarantee you at least 6 or 7 seconds went off before they finally stopped it.
That was a quick pass by Boyd. He's looking sharp on those short passes today.
Now we're down to 11 seconds to go. The Phantoms still have a timeout left. I think they're going to be a little bit short here, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Unless they gave him a better spot. It looked like he was quite a bit short.
About a half a yard short. Yeah. So let's see what Coach D and the offensive squad here for the Phantoms can do here. Will they call timeout to not let the clock run?
I think I just go into the locker room with
I wouldn't.
With a 24.
I'd go for it, wouldn't you?
No.
Well, I would. You remember what happened last year when they had 24 points?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But that was last year.
That's right. But let's not give them that opportunity again, right?
Well, let's not put it up where, it's that old saying, when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them aren't good.
Well, let's see what they decide and elect to do here as they get ready to start the clock after they get the change reset. And here we go. Here
do
goes
anything.
the clock, and it looks like they're going to
give it to Alston. Or take a knee.
They're definitely letting the clock run out, and I'm not real sure what the purpose for all that was, but the clock went down all the way to 3 seconds. And Stonebridge did jump offside, but did one of the Phantoms move first?
Yeah, definitely. 2 or 3 of them did.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Phantoms. We're still down to 3 seconds to go, and I think there was a little confusion there. As the coaching staff for Phoebus doesn't watch this.
They get the ball centered while Boyd is not even there. That should almost be a fumble.
Well, the clock runs out to double zeros here at the end of the first half of play here at Darling Stadium for the Division V semifinals. It's the Phoebus Phantoms 24 and the Stonebridge Bulldogs nothing. It looks like the referees are actually calling the players back on the field. There was 3 seconds on the clock when they stopped the clock for the penalty.
And now they're asking for 2 seconds on the clock.
So I guess maybe Phoebus had called their last timeout. They now put the ball back at the 46, put 2 clocks on, 2 seconds back on the clock, and timeout is called by Phoebus. So both teams will come back on the field. As the Phantoms will have at least one play here. So they put 2 seconds back on the clock, and they will allow the Phantoms to have one play here. And the last 15 seconds here has been a little shaky, to say the least. So we're not at the end of the first half yet. So Boyd in the shotgun, 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side, and it's a draw play that goes nowhere. That's handing the ball off to number 38, Colby Goodwin, who will lose about 4 yards on the play. So now we come to the end of the first half of play as the Phantoms lead Stonebridge 24-0 here at the half.
You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel, coming to you on Cox Cable Channel 48. Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser bringing you the game from the booth. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for second half action here from Darling Stadium. Darling Stadium. The Phoebus Phantoms is out in front of this one 24-0 in the Division V state semifinal game here at Darling Stadium. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe. And a pretty eventful first half, to say the least.
Yes, it was, Mike. We said that this was going to boil down to defense, and it has that. Right off the bat, Phoebus takes advantage of the first play of the game as they recover a fumble and go all the way into the end zone for a 7-0 lead. And then from then on out, it just kind of seemed to backstep for Stonebridge as they lost the ball 3 times, and Phoebus turned them all into scores.
We'll go ahead and put up the halftime statistics for the game, and you'll be able to see some of them. I have a couple of extras here to show yards passing. Obviously, Stonebridge, who is normally a better passing team than Phoebus has, can see that a little bit, but look, the defense as far as rushing is concerned, outstanding. A couple of sacks by the quarterbacks have really been able to decline that -9 number there considerably. Total yards, obviously a 24-0 lead you would think would be overbearing, but as you see it, not, because the defense is what's really doing the job for the Phantoms. Offensively, they've been able to do a few things with Sean Austin. The big one right there at the bottom there is turnovers, and turnovers for Stonebridge have contributed to all but one of the scores for the Phantoms so far here in the first half. Time of possession obviously is on Stonebridge's side because defensively the Phantoms are the ones been on the field most of the time, taking care of business out there. 24-0 here at the half. The passing for Stonebridge, they were 11 of 6 with 2 interceptions by Thompson and 72 yards. The Phantoms were 6 of 12 for 41 yards, so they more went towards the short passing yards. What did he say? I couldn't hear him.
Go ahead. You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay. Total offense, obviously, 130 yards for the Phantoms, 63 for Stonebridge. And what shows a little bit about the final score, or the actual score here at the half, would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice if it was final score.
But we have another half of play to go, and as we have seen in the past, one team might do well in one half, and another team might do well in the other half. So we still have the half to play.
Yeah, we do, but there have been a couple of key indicators that you need to take a look at, Mike. And number one, that's the fact that the Phoebus defense has held up real well throughout this game. They have dominated on the line. The other good thing happened toward the end of the third or end of the second quarter, as we see Dominique Davenport on the screen there, part of the defense. But the thing that happened was the fact that Sean Alston got his legs back underneath of him. And the offensive line for the Phoebus Phantoms began to push that Stonebridge defensive line back just enough to where Alston, who I've said all year long is one of the smartest runners I've ever seen, has been able to find the seam and get through it to pick up some yardage. And then on that last play where he scored, we saw vintage Sean Alston as he followed his blockers, found the seam, cut to his left with the seam, looked for a defender, ran over the defender, and then just outran everybody else in the secondary. And that's what's going to be a big factor here in the second half. If he can continue to run that way, it's going to make it a lot easier for his defensive team to play.
Well, looking at some of the individual stats of the first half, it really shows how well the Phantoms defense has done. A young man named Daniel Allen for Stonebridge, who was their leading rusher on the year with, what do you have, 1,400 yards rushing?
1334.
A total of 10 yards on 9 carries. Their quarterback, Patrick Thompson, who can really does a good job most of the season.
1,964 yards on the season.
Minus 20 yards rushing. Passing, of course, he was 6 of 11 with 2 interceptions for a total of 72 yards. So the Phoebus defense is the story so far here in the first half. As we get set for the second half action here at Darling Stadium, again, it's 24-0. The Phantoms out in front of Stonebridge here in the Division 5 state semifinal game.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC, local sports channel on Cox Cable 48. It is November the 29th, 2008. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser and about 20,000 other people up in the booth this time.
Yeah, a bunch of people up here. And when you get to the important games, that's when everybody's up here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get Mr.
We need a bigger booth.
Patrick Russo up here handling the microphone so he can chit-chat with us a little bit here and let us know his take on the first half.
Gentlemen, how are we today?
We're doing
fine.
well.
How are
Looking
you?
at the scoreboard, we're doing really good.
It's, second half is still to come, but obviously Phoebus has done a great job and control pretty much everything that's gone on here today. So let's hope it continues.
Well, I would offer you a chair. Actually, I'll offer you my chair if you'd like.
No, sir, that's fine. That's fine. You guys got a much important.
You can actually sit in mine if you want to. I really need to stand up.
That's all right.
If you would like to sit.
That's all right.
Well, we're getting set to start the second half here. Stonebridge will kick off as the Phantoms will take over the ball here to start the third quarter as they deferred the opening kickoff. Looks like number 10 getting ready to kick off for Stonebridge.
Nice foot.
I believe they have stopped the play for must be an offside penalty against Stonebridge, but I don't see a flag. Do you? Do you see a flag on the field?
No. I'm looking.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't actually give him the signal to kick off, but they're going to redo it again.
I'm going to guess that's exactly what happened. Because there's no flag that I see anywhere.
Rosatino, number 10, will kick off again. Back deep for the Phantoms.
I have to share with you guys that we were talking to some Stonebridge fans, principal, and some other people, and they were really impressed with Phoebus this year. So
Newkirk is the deep back there. Here's the kickoff, is end over end down the middle, and it'd be Newkirk at the 5, 10, 15. Breaks a tackle to the 20, and he's down at about the 22-yard line. So Phoebus will take over the start of the third quarter here, 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line.
Nice shoestring tackle on that return by Andre Glenn, number 23 for Stonebridge. And a decent return.
So have you enjoyed the first half so far?
it's been great. And as I said, the people from Stonebridge have really been impressed with Phoebus High School team. And not sure they're willing to concede at this point, but they're definitely worried about the outcome of this game.
Well, I would concede. We've seen their stats for the year and how they've played the first 13 games. Their second half last year was a turning factor in the game between Phoebus. So let's wait and see. We got another half to play, and here we go. A little slant pass over the middle is completed. Looks like it's completed to number 9, which is Andre Griffin, out in the flat, and that'll be a gain of about 5 on the play. Call it 2nd down and 5.
All right, 2nd down and 5.
All right, you called it.
I called it. That was pretty easy. Can I do that again?
Sure, call it 2nd down and 5.
Would you like to call it, Dr. Russo?
Austin on the handoff up the middle. Not a lot there as the Stonebridge front line on their defense was able to stop it right there. Looks like he was led on the play by number 18, Mike Olson.
There were 6 Stonebridge tacklers in on that play. They just stuffed the front line on that.
Nick Sheehan, also number 8, on the stop for Stonebridge. No gain on the play. It would be called 3rd down and 5. Ball sits at about the 28-yard line. Key 3rd down defensive play for Stonebridge right here to start the third quarter of play. In the shotgun, Taj Boyd.
Here comes the blitz.
There's that little short pass again over the middle, and it is completed for about 6 yards on the play again to number 7 on the play, Romero. Complete is good for a 1st down. It's brought down by number 25, Andrew Ansel.
Watch this nice, quick slant pattern. Just got 2 steps over where he needed for the 1st down. That's good pass route running right there.
Yeah, that's one of the things they've been successful on so far this year, and also specifically today is the little short passing, the little slant pass from the wide receiver has been pretty successful today. 1st and 10 now for the Phantoms. Austin off the left side is going to pick up about 4 as he's out to about the 38-yard line. We'll give him a 4-yard gain on the play, call it 2nd down and about 6 for the Phantoms.
Phoebus having some success on the run that time. Alston stopped the first time he got the ball. This time he picks up the yardage. Once he gets going, it's going to open up things for Boyd, and Boyd is doing a good job of throwing the ball right now, which is softening up the defense and allowing Alston to get a couple extra yards.
Tackle on the play by number 10, Spencer Rosano. 2nd down and 6. And the ball off to Austin again, same side this time. He fumbles the ball. The ball is loose, and it is picked up by, wait a minute, what are they calling?
Stonebridge, 1st down. Well, we said there was a second half. Now, I hate to say that this is reminiscent of the first half, but in the first half, if you remember, Phoebus is the one that got a turnover. This time, it's the guy who doesn't fumble the ball.
Did the ball come loose? Did the ball come loose when his elbow hit the ground? So he's on his way down. We can't tell right there, but here's where you'll see it pop out.
But there's a referee standing right there watching the whole play.
I'm not real so sure that was actually a fumble, because if the ball was knocked out of his arm after he hit the elbow. Either way, it's 1st and 10 for Stonebridge at the Phantoms' 42-yard line. Thompson back to pass, looks over the middle, being flushed out of the pocket. He takes off down the right sideline and forced out of bounds near a 1st down. Well, he'll pick up close to a 1st down on the play. Looks like he'll be about a half a yard shy of the first down. He's going to call it 2nd down and 1.
Very, very close to the first down. Good coverage by the Phoebus secondary that time. There was one receiver that looked like he had a step on the inside, on the near side of the field here, Mike, but Thompson couldn't see him because he was rolling to the right.
Yeah, they're starting the second half in the spread offense. They got 4 wideouts, 2 on either side of the ball. Direct snap to Allen. He stopped at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes after losing about 2. Back to near the 35-yard line. So Daniel Allen gets nothing there as the front line of defense for the Phantoms did a good job clogging that hole up. So a loss of about 2 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 2, because they only had but maybe a half a foot or so to go to get a first down. So that's twice on short yardage plays now here in the last 2 possessions that Stonebridge has had that the defense has been able to come through.
This could be a key play right here. We'll have to see how it goes.
4 wideouts again, 2 on either side of the ball. Snap to Thompson. Back, he's being flushed down the hole. He's got plenty of yards and a first down as he's forced out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
If that was not a design play, it should have been. You could have driven 2 trucks in that hole that he ran through right there for the first down.
Well, right now the defensive backfield for the Phantoms is doing an outstanding job clogging up the receivers and keeping them from being able to get open. And the defensive front line for the Phantoms are going to have to find a way to clog the middle of the hole, because they're forcing him out and then leaving the middle of the field open for him to be able to pick that first down up, and that's what he did.
Yeah, they have to remember that Thompson, the quarterback, Patrick Thompson, can run the ball. He's an excellent runner.
1st and 10. Thompson again back to throw. This time he throws it over here to the near side. It's completed to number 25 on the play, Andrew Ansell. Down to inside the 20 to about the 16. So the Stonebridge Bulldogs have their first threat of a score here in the game.
Once again, Patrick Thompson going to work surgically as he's beginning to pick apart the Phoebus secondary. Sharp passes, very quick, very accurate, strong arm.
1st and 10 from the 16. 3 wideouts with the split backs in the field. 2 wideouts to the far side. Allen to the left of Thompson in the shotgun. And the Phantoms are drawn offside on the play, and it looks like add 5 more yards to it. Vintage Hampton Crabber football right there.
I was going to say in a few minutes, so far in this game we've had a pretty good penalty-free game. But
encroachment against the defense. 5-yard penalty will take the ball down to the Phantoms. 10-yard line.
Here we see the movement there. We get about 3 of them that move right up front. Boom, boom, boom.
Each team had 3 penalties in the first half. 5-yard penalty brings up first down and 5 now from around the 11-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun with Allen to his left. 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side. 3 wideouts to the far side. Back to throw, being flushed out. They had him contained this time, and he throws the ball out of bounds over the intended receiver. That was a throwaway. Good defense on the play by the defense of the Phantoms. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 5 at the 11-yard line.
Mike, that time the 2 corners for Phoebus had their receivers just glued to their sides, and then you had 3 DBs in the center of the field with nobody open there at all. Good coverage by the Phantoms that time.
2nd down and 5. Same setup as the last play. 3 wideouts to the far side with a single wideout to this side, and trying to jump the count on the play. The Phantoms number 35 was just a little bit early as Levante Battle jumped right over the center almost, but unfortunately that's going to cost them 5 yards, and it should be a first down because both of their 5-yard penalties would give him the first down. It almost looked like Battle wanted to be lining up in the backfield with them on the play that time. So here we go. First down and goal from the 6-yard line, from inside the 6-yard line.
Phoebus is going to be tough here.
Short field right here, folks, with 4 wideouts as they try to spread the defense. Thompson back to throw.
He's got him open.
Throws the ball in the end zone, and it is a score. It is completed to Nick Sheehan, number 8, for the score. 6-yard pass. So Stonebridge takes a.
Watch this. You couldn't see it, but Sheehan takes the defender to the corner and then cut back across and got open right in the end zone.
17-14.
That was a nice route by Sheehan there as he just left the
they're setting up
there.
to try to go for 2 here on the extra point. Same setup as they had last time. Back to pass again. He's being flushed out of the pocket. Down he goes, and they're going to get him for a face mask. Oh, my goodness. So they're going to put the ball half the distance to the goal, and they'll go at it again as they had him bottled up in the backfield in a hurry. So a half a distance to the goal, put the ball down on about the 1-yard line.
Here you can see it right here. Grabs him around the helmet, and evidently his hand got caught up in the face mask.
We saw that a couple times last week, and it didn't get called, remember?
Yes, I know. We saw it right in front of an official last week, and it didn't get called.
Let's see what they're trying to make a decision on here. I don't think there is a decision to make. You take it half a distance to the goal and go.
From the spot.
Ooh, be half a distance from the spot? That can't be true.
If it's half a difference,
but that's what it looks like they're trying to do. You can't lose yardage on a play like that. You put the ball half a distance from the spot from the line of scrimmage. What are they doing, guys?
I think I would decline the penalty.
I guarantee the Phoebus coaches are standing over here and saying, "We'll take that all day."
Well, that's interesting. You get a penalty and you lose yardage.
That makes no sense right there.
Well, Bob Killen over here on the left says, well, it helps them because it allows them to spread out.
Yeah, but you don't take yardage away from a team. I mean,
well, you do if you accept the penalty.
I'm here all for Phoebus, but I can't believe that they're not complaining or something's not being said about this. This is definitely a rule that I don't understand. Back out of and it's completed. Woo! Young man threw an elbow and got away with it, so it's completed to
Zach Thompson, number 99, 6'5", 260 pounds.
So the 2-point conversion is good. It's now 24-8 with 7:47 to go.
Zach Thompson, the son of the coach, Mickey Thompson, and of course the quarterback is his brother. So we got a brother-to-brother connection. No, not the coach's brother. It was the quarterback's brother.
So the Virginia Tech Hokies have defeated the Virginia Cavaliers 17-14, and they will play for the ACC title.
No, the game's not over yet.
Yes, it's over.
No, it's not over until UVA gets ahead.
Well, it's not going to happen until maybe next year because it's the final.
You want to start singing, Paul?
They got to keep playing.
The skinny guy is. The fat lady's not singing. It has to be the skinny guy, so it's up to you. All right, after the score and the 2-point conversion, 24-8 is now the score as Stonebridge was able to go down the field pretty easily on that one and score it after the turnover. So everybody's scoring on turnovers here today.
Yes, they are, but we said that at the beginning of the game it was going to be a defensive contest.
Kickoff is to the far side of the field, and what's the flag? Oh, the ball went out of bounds, and I tell you what, I can't believe.
Then he hit him and didn't give him a chance to field it.
There was 2 flags over there on the field, too, by the way. One flag is probably because it went out of bounds, and the other one's going to be probably because of the late hit. And let's see exactly what they end up calling.
Well, the out-of-bounds flag negates the fact that it might have been hindering him from trying to.
See, it goes out of bounds right there, and then they had the late hit.
I'm not sure it's a late hit. Yeah, it didn't look like it was out of bounds. So
all it has to do is touch that line.
All I can figure is interference.
And that would be the only reason why he threw the flag the first time.
Watch it here.
The only reason you'd see the flag the first time is if it went out of bounds.
Inbounds.
Right there, it rolled onto the line. I guarantee you.
But see, he's going for the ball. It's right spinning on the line right there. I don't think it's out of bounds. I don't think it's out of bounds.
Well, whatever happens, gentlemen, the most important thing now is Phoebus come back with a long drive and reestablish
Yeah,
themselves.
let's see what the referee has to say here. That's on the kickoff, and they're going to leave it at that. I guess they're going to leave it at that. So 2 flags reverts into 1.
Yeah,
they're going to put the ball at the 35-yard line where Phoebus will take over 1st and 10.
Obviously, they're saying the ball went out of bounds, but I swear it looked like it was right there.
Yes, if it touches the line, it's automatically out.
Maybe all that spinning touched it, yeah. It had to be.
The good thing for the Phantoms, because the Stonebridge was right there to collect it if it did stayed in. That looked very similar to the very first kickoff last week when the Phantoms let the ball be recovered. 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at the 35-yard line. As a pass out here to the near side. It's short, and it's incomplete as it was intended for the Phantoms. Number 2, Bowman Newkirk. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down at 10 as the Phantoms offense needs to collect themselves here and get going again.
Yeah, I missed that one. It looked like Boyd had plenty of time. The receiver was open. I'm wondering if Zach Thompson was able to get in from his defensive end position and redirect that pass or something, because he was open and Boyd looked clear.
Looked like he threw the ball way low.
Yeah.
2nd down at 10. Romero switches to the near side. Here's a pitch out to the near side as Austin gets hit at the line of scrimmage and is able to gain about a yard on the play.
I don't want to say we're seeing a swing in momentum here, but the Stonebridge defense, after the offense has scored, has really come out here fired up. You can see them on the field just pumped up for this play.
Gain of a yard only on the play. They had him for about a 5-yard loss, and Austin was able to break free and get it back to the line of scrimmage and lean forward for a gain of a yard. 3rd and long now, 3rd down and 9. Ball sits at the 36-yard line. 4 wideouts now for the Phantoms, 2 on either side, as Austin stands next to Taj Boyd in the shotgun. There's the snap back. There's a quick pass over to the left side, and there's another fumble as the ball was knocked free, and I believe the Phantoms were able to get the ball back on the play.
They were, but you can see how pumped up this Stonebridge defense is now, Mike. They drop back into good coverage on the receivers. Nice hit on the player. He loses the ball, and Phoebus was fortunate to get it back.
Newkirk was the receiver.
Here you can see the play. Here's the hit right here that dislodges the ball. That was by number 11. I believe that is Zach Miller, one of the smaller men on the team, 6 feet, 155.
Andre Griffin is the player down for the Phantoms, as he was kind of clipped in the back on the play during the tackle, and he's still on the ground.
Dr. Rousseau, the beginning of the game, we saw all the mistakes and the turnovers by Stonebridge. So far here in this half, we have seen just the opposite, as now the snake has turned its head and begins to bite Phoebus.
Paul, you're definitely right. Momentum seems to have changed at this point. So good kick here and a good defensive stance by Phoebus will say a lot for the future outcome of this ball game.
Nice crowd on the other side by the Stonebridge group. They came here with a pretty good size. This side over here is pretty much standing room only on the Phantom side. So quite a large crowd here today at Darlin Stadium.
There it is right there on the Phantom side. You see all the people. This place is packed. You can't hardly find a seat anywhere.
And to go down at the halftime to get some snacks or to use the restroom was next to impossible.
I didn't do that.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Somebody.
Yeah, this is not good.
Ooh.
Andre Griffin, I think, is.
Yeah, that's who it is.
He was rolled into from the backside on the play. So the Phantoms will have a 4th down and 5 as the ball sits right at the 40-yard line.
Micah Blakely along with Jaquan Hogan out to help him off the field. I hope they can take care of that real quickly so he can get back into the game.
In the punt for the Phantoms, number 12 is Paul Morant. Back deep is number 15, John Bledell, and there is the punt, and it takes a Stonebridge bounce and is stopped and down by the Phantoms just outside of the Stonebridge 40-yard line. So Stonebridge with excellent field position, trailing 24-8 here with 6:16 to go in the third quarter, will take over first and 10 at their own 40.
Now is it time for the big D to come through for Phoebus.
I think the defensive backs have done an outstanding job so far today on a team that passes the ball as well as they do. What they've got to do now is contain Thompson from getting out. 4 wideouts. 1 to the near side, 3 to the far side with a single setback next to Thompson is Allen. Back to pass again, being flushed out of pocket. Intercepted. Colby Goodwin at the 48-yard line. Nice block right there. And he's forced out of bounds at the Stonebridge 44-yard line. Colby Goodwin again.
I think Colby Goodwin has intercepted a pass in every game we've done. And this young man still has another year to go. He's got good hands, good speed. Watch how he gets away from this tackler, surveys the field, gets down, and gets out of bounds.
Intended for John Bledell, and it was intercepted by Goodwin at the 40, around the 45. Nice return of about 10 or 11 yards. First and 10 for the Phantoms at the 44-yard line.
And Miss Goodwin, if you're watching this on the replay, you can be proud of your young man again. He did a great job.
Hand off is to Austin off the right side this time. Not a lot there, maybe a yard. Give him a yard on the play.
Nice little drive now. Would be nice to see what that offense is going.
I'd like to see a few runs open up here and get about 5 to 8 yards on each one and just kind of soften up the line a little bit and see what happens.
4 turnovers now for Stonebridge, 3 of them by interception here in the game. The Phantoms have turned the ball over once. A fumble earlier that was a direct cause of the score by the Stonebridge Bulldogs. 2nd down and 9.
Get a good look at the key for the running game for the Phantoms, and that's the front line. And they do their job just like they just did.
Austin right up the middle, and a nice gain down to the 35-yard to the 31-yard line. Brought down on the play by number 10, Spencer Rosiano, and also number 15, John Bledell.
That time, Sean Austin went off the right-hand side following the blocks of the right tackle, Antonio Christian, and the right guard, Jaquan Hogan, along with Vic Gaither, the center. He got some nice blocks and just slid right through the hole.
Gain's good for another first down for the Phantoms.
So far, Austin with 14 carries, 111 yards on the game, and here he goes
Austin
again.
Battling his way inside the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. How many yards did you say he had so far?
He's got 111 yards on 14 carries.
Now you can take out 111 yards and add about 7 more to it, and that's what he's got.
And what did you say they were going to have to do, Dr. Russo?
Well, and what I'm thinking right now is that I think Bill D and Phoebus Phantom said that, Sean, take us to the goal line.
Take us to the house. That's what it is. That's
he's
right.
done it all year long. He's a great student athlete and great kid, and see what happens.
So in the I formation, again, there is the handoff. Following the block is not a lot there on the play, maybe a yard. He'll be about a yard or 2 shy of the first down, so Austin will pick up another yard on the play.
You know what we haven't seen yet, and it really worked well when they played Lake Taylor.
That little quick pass over the middle.
Was that 3-back.
Yeah, we did see it.
Dominique, and he leads the block around the left side.
We did see it earlier, and they scored one of the touchdowns down here on that play.
I missed that one.
Yep.
That seems to work real well.
They've got to get some points out of here. They've got to get some points.
Third down and a yard. Ball sits at about the 22. They need to get down inside the 21 for the first down. There's the snap, the handoff to Austin. He's down near the 20. He'll have enough for the first down. That'll give him, he'll be just inside of the 20. First down and 10 from about the 19-yard line. Nice little run.
Oh, it was a great run because Stonebridge was playing that one for the left side. They brought 2 linebackers up to clog any holes that might develop on that left side. Austin still was able to find a crease and pick up the first down.
The Stonebridge just took one of their defensive backs out and added another lineman in there. That's a good-sized young man, number 68, that's now in the line on the right side of the offense. And here is a run to that side. And down he goes. He might be picking up a half a yard at the most.
Number 62 is one of the regular players, Mike. His name is Wang. I believe it's Mike Wang.
62?
62. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's Nick Consani.
You're right.
Gain of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 9. Ball sits inside the 19-yard line. In the eye again. Austin is the deep back. He takes the ball off the right side, comes around the near side to the sideline. There's a face mask that's going to be called. He's inside the 10 as he is forced out of bounds, and then a flag is down.
Now, this is a type of run you don't normally see Alston with. He doesn't usually go to the outside. He's usually on the inside.
Oh, they called holding on Phoebus.
Let's see where this is.
How can that not be a face mask, guys?
Where's the hold?
Where was the hold called? There wasn't another Phoebus player over there.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Go both ways.
I didn't see anybody there but the ball carrier. How can the ball carrier hold?
So you're going to pick up 7 yards on the carry, and they're going to take 10 yards from the spot of the foul to get to play over again. But it's 2nd down now at 12, down at the 22-yard line. And why was that not a face mask?
Where was the hold?
Back to pass over the middle.
He's got him. He's got him.
And to number 7, touchdown. Daquan Romero for the score.
It's a big
touchdown pass. That was a big score right there. Come back and answer the turnover and the score by the Stonebridge, and to get that those points back again is big right here.
Watch this. He had him a nice turn.
Nice catch too. Look at the catch over his shoulder.
Well, we're going to have to credit this one to Dr. Rousseau, who said that Phoebus was going to have to establish their running game, get it down there, and get it in the end zone, which they did.
Crocker out of the hold, and it is up and good. So we're down to 2:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Phoebus Phantoms now lead 31-8.
You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel on Cox Cable 48. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser and Dr. Patrick Rousseau, superintendent of Hampton City Schools, as we watch the Stonebridge Bulldogs battle with the Phoebus Phantoms in the state semifinals here at Darling, as you see Daquan Romero make a great ESPN-style catch for 6 points.
And with everything else, that had to be a 5.5-minute drive. I mean, just chewing up the clock. And that's the most important thing at this point. I mean, getting points and then chewing that clock up. As much as the score, it's the clock that Stonebridge is fighting against.
Yes, it is. And we've seen what Patrick Thompson can do with his passing, and we know he's a dangerous young player back there. So the more time they eat off the clock, the less time he has to play.
So the Phantoms, number 20 right now, that's Eric Anderson, will be kicking off for Phoebus. Back deep for Stonebridge is number 15, John Liddell. And also number 21, Marcus Harris.
On the screen, you see the Phoebus band. They're playing after the score, preparing for the kickoff.
Here's a kickoff to the near side. Going back to receive it is number 10 on the play, Spencer Residino. And he's brought down at the 24-yard line. Rosatano on the carry as he is brought down at the 20. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 20. We'll call it the 28. What the heck?
Now, normally, Mike, through the season, every time Phoebus has come back and scored in a situation like this, their defense has come up with the big plays on the next series. Let's see if that holds.
I believe Stonebridge, this is the most points Stonebridge has given up this year. I think 24 points was the opening day number that they gave up to their opponent, but nobody's come close to scoring this many points.
They've only allowed 7.8 points per
Look
game.
Out! Oh! Romero around the left edge just takes Thompson and flattens him.
What did we tell you a minute ago? And that was Daquan Romero that made the touchdown catch. And the defense comes back, and who makes the big play right off the bat?
Daquan Romero. big loss on the play as Thompson never even saw him coming.
You know, 7.8 points per game, Dr. Russo. They've only allowed 101 points on the year. 30 points is 1/3 of what they've allowed this season.
And turnovers have really killed them like it did last year for Phoebus.
Second down and 19 now as they have a long way to go to catch up. Back to throw again is Thompson. He has the arm to do it. Pulls it back in and takes off running. Romero meets him first, and then getting the final lick on the play is number 51 on the play, and that's Charlie Jones. He'll pick up a few yards on the play, but that's going to bring up third down at about 15 as the ball sits down at the 23-yard line.
I would watch for the spread offense again. Thompson's being forced into a passing situation. His receivers were all covered that time, and unfortunately, like other times where he had openings to run, the Phoebus defense was right there, able to stop him.
You know where we've had to call or pick a defensive player of the game? I think we ought to pick the entire defensive secondary. They've done a good job covering those wideouts. Back to pass again. Thompson over the middle. It's
there. It is. He's got nothing but air in front of him. Nobody's going to catch him, Mike.
In for the score. Number 35 on the play. Another touchdown. Levante Battle. Turnover number 5.
I hate to be redundant. But what did I say?
Yeah, turnover number 5.
Mr. Rowe, you're right again. You know?
Four
I was taking your cue.
interceptions in the game for the Phantoms. And 37-8. He had a lane to run. Anybody could have run that.
I don't think Levante Battle was even running that time. He knew there was so much room there he could just about walk into the end zone.
Crocker for the extra point, up and good. And the Phoebus Phantoms, with 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter play, are now out in front by a score of 38-7.
You're watching LSC, local sports channel on Cox Cable Channel 48. And Phoebus, when you're watching this on TV, make sure you thank Dr. Rousseau and Paul Rowe for calling that both scores.
He's great with the accolades over here.
Hey. Oh, the weather outside.
I'd like to be able to go next week to do a game.
The fire inside.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Well, we're going to be there, that's for sure. Well, it's really been a great game. And, you know, I wanted to say something about Patrick Thompson, too. That kid has played tough today. And while he's thrown a number of interceptions, he's been pounded back there. And, you know, his twin brother plays on this team also. So it's, and of course, their dad's a coach.
Yes.
And so you got to give them a lot of credit. But
they're good players.
This has been a great game. And right now it's in Phoebus' favor. And I wouldn't bet against them at this point, that's for sure.
No,
45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. They're out in front by 30, 38-8.
Both those kids are going to be going to Wake Forest, too, by the way.
Great school.
So, if I'm Wake Forest, I'm thinking, I got some talent coming here.
And that young man the brother that's not the quarterback is a pretty darn good receiver.
Well, that's the amazing thing, too, because I think Patrick Thompson, the quarterback, has actually been recruited as a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Henderson kicks off for the Phantoms. Taken by number 5, I believe, on the play, and that's who it is.
Colby Goodwin once again. There he is again, Mrs. Goodwin.
Michael Prince on the return as he is brought down at the 25-yard line, where Stonebridge will take the ball here first and 10 from their own 25, trailing 38-8 to the Phoebus Phantoms.
You know, Colby Goodwin making that tackle just then and having the interception a little while ago. Scotty talked with his mom before the game. And she just said, you know, it's really nice to hear your son's name called over the TV when he's playing a game. And I told Scotty, I said, well, you know, when you make so many plays like he does, you're going to get your name called. So, Ms. Goodwin, if you don't want his name called anymore, just tell him to make any more plays. But I don't think that's going to happen.
4 wideouts, 2 on either side.
He's got a man open over the middle.
Overthrown, and I tell you what, it's a good thing because Dominique Davenport just leveled the Stonebridge player out there who was the intended receiver, number 5, Michael Prince. If he had caught that ball, he would have really had a hard time holding on to it because I tell you what, Davenport just did a job on that one.
Yeah, Davenport 6'1", 270. He's big, but he hits bigger than he is.
Michael Prince might not have got up after that one if he had hit him head on. That would have been a pretty tough hit. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down at 10. Ball still sits at about the 25. Back to pass again is Thompson. Look out. They had him in the backfield. He slips away. Oh, man. Down he goes. And I think every Phoebus Phantom player defensively now is taking the shot that they can get. Ooh. That one that time was by number 7, Quan Romero, as he is brought down after a gain of about 3 on the play. We'll call it 3rd down at 7. Romero's name's been called a lot today, too.
Watch this. He just couldn't find anybody open. Romero almost got him, chases him down, and boom. In comes Caleb Taylor.
My goodness. All right, so we're at the end of 3 quarters of play, and everybody's holding up 4 today, folks. After 3, the Phoebus Phantoms 38 and the Stonebridge Bulldogs 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC, the local sports channel. I'm Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser. The 4th quarter of this game is sponsored by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armistead Avenue, Nancy Staten Director. By Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. Zooms, the longtime sponsors of Hampton City Schools and student athletes. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with some of the best burgers in town. Located on the peninsula at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Simply call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And while I've got another second here, I'd also like to recognize our production crew here today. On the cameras, Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, Steve Fryer. Our graphics animation, Andy Foley. The slow motion instant replay, Mike Nowinski. And ladies and gentlemen, a special young lady here today, our camera control operator who just got engaged, Miss Sarah Myers. Congratulations, Sarah. I don't know who the lucky guy is, but he's very fortunate to have gotten engaged to you. So congratulations, Sarah. Our production and audio assistant, Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer, Mr. Don Scharouse, who's under the weather a little bit, and the director-producer, Mr. Scotty Bowers.
3rd down and long. A pass is overthrown. No, it's not. It's actually completed. Nice play. It's completed to number 8, Nick Sheehan. That's good for a 1st down out to the 38-yard line, and he's getting up rather on the slow side on that play.
Sheehan just came out to this side, just kind of hung around for a minute, and then broke for the open spot. It was almost like a timing play. It was another good, strong pass by Patrick Thompson.
Guys, the most important thing right now is the clock. You know, when you look at a little less than 12 minutes on the clock, and every time there's a completed pass or a run, clock keeps on running. It's an advantage for Phoebus.
Sheehan goes off the field, and he's leaning over underneath over there as takes his helmet off. He took a good licking after he caught the ball. 1st and 10 for Stonebridge at their own 39-yard line. Thompson again in the shotgun where he's been most of the game. Back to throw to the near side, forced out of bounds as completed at about the 49-yard line. It's completed to number 5 on the play, Michael Prince.
Back-to-back passes to the near side here. They're getting loose in between 2 defenders over here.
Gain of 11 on the play. 1st and 10. Ball sits right at midfield.
Somebody on the defense is going to have to make an adjustment here. Otherwise, Stonebridge is going to keep taking advantage of this. I hate to call it a weakness, but it's an opening
Clock
over here on this side.
To run. 3 wide outs to the far side with a wide out to the near side. Single setback Allen. He hasn't been much of a factor in this whole second half. Thompson again takes the snap. Being flushed out around the left end. He's hit by 1 player and down. Is that Romero, number 7 on the stop?
Yes, it is.
Romero gets the sack. It'll be a loss of about 3 on the play. Looks like the first player to hit him and make contact was
Taquan Romero. That's what I'm getting ready to tell you.
Well, the first player to hit
this replay, look at this. Taquan Romero.
First player to hit him was Davenport.
No,
right
actually,
there.
Taquan Romero hit him in the backfield here, got knocked down, got back up, and chased him.
Okay.
And when he chased him, then Davenport hit him, and Taquan got him from the back.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down at 12.
Just proves
Another
you can't
sack.
ever give up.
Well, the Phoebus defense has been this way all year. They don't give up. Here's a blitz off the offside.
Leaving wide open.
What an outstanding play defensively on the play. That time by the Phantoms number 35 battle, and he almost came up with another one. It had to be a saving hit by number 8, Sheehan, to stop that from being an interception.
Now watch this. You got a blitz coming from the corner on the left-hand side. As you see Goodwin going in there, that leaves Battle the only man out there, and he makes a great defensive play.
Well, right now the Phantoms are using. They're only rushing 4 players, except for when they're blitzing. That was a blitz on the play. And the defensive backs are doing a good job, and unfortunately that's going to cost them 5 as the wide receiver to the far side jumped just a bit early.
Yeah, that last blitz was a gutsy call by the Phantoms, knowing that the team is passing and exploiting that side particularly.
Well, it rushed the quarterback too.
And guys, you know, the reality of the whole thing is Stonebridge has got to come up with some big, quick scoring plays. If they don't, long drives are not going to keep this going.
They're 38. They're 30 points behind right now with only 10 minutes to go. And the only way they're going to be able to have a chance of catching up is they get some quick strikes.
Exactly.
10:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Third down, about 18.
Only problem is people have tried to get the long strikes on Phoebus secondary all year, and it doesn't work.
There's one across the middle.
There it is. Intercepted.
And it's intercepted, and it's oh, they're calling it incomplete. He said the back referee is saying the ball hit the ground, but now they're in a discussion over there because I think he caught the ball.
And
now I think he's going to actually get him to change his mind.
Watch this, Mike. Here's the throw. Catch.
Actually, that's a good call.
Yeah, it is. That ball came out of his hands and bounced on the ground. Good call by the referee.
Boy, you guys agreeing with the referees for once? I'll tell you.
Let me tell you something. When they make a good call, the guy made a good call. What do you say?
You know, the refs are usually right 90% of the time. You guys are usually wrong.
Scotty says we're fired.
That was a very good call. You could see him. He had the ball in his hands. As he went down, the ball came loose between his hands and his chest. The ball hit the ground, and he fell on top of it. So it was a great call.
Don't make any difference. It was still an outstanding defensive play.
No question about that.
So timeout is called by Stonebridge. That'll leave them with 2 here in the fourth quarter.
Here, have a chip.
That's all right. I'm fine. You want to eat the chip, you go ahead.
One of the big things also is, did Stonebridge come back down this morning? Did they drive down this morning?
I don't know if they did come this morning, yeah.
They came this morning. That's always tough. You get on the bus at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No, that's what Phoebus did last year.
I know. Well, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Phoebus haven't
had to travel up to Ashburn up there where
but it's tough on the kids getting up early in the morning, getting on the bus and coming here. It takes them out of their routine.
Wait a minute. Teachers get up early in the morning. Students can certainly get up.
I
get up at 5 o'clock every morning.
And you drive 4.5 hours to teach your class.
3.5. But yeah, it's the same idea.
Oh, he lives in Newport News, remember? He doesn't
York County.
Oh, I'm sorry, York County.
He wants to banter with me here, on the air.
He's been fired. He can do it.
That can be had. Dr. Worley, where are you?
Uh-oh.
Dr. Worley was up here earlier, and I wanted to try and get her on the air. It was very nice of her to bring us some food up here. Dr. Worley, the principal at my school, Jones Magnet Middle School in Hampton, the greatest school system in the area.
4th down and 17. There is a flag down. It looks like one of their linemen may have jumped a little early. That's going to cost them another 5 yards. So it'll be 4th and 22, and they really don't have anything else to do. They've got to go for it. Now, Thompson's got an arm. He can get 22
they don't have
yards.
To go for it.
Yeah.
They can punt.
Well,
30 points down with 10 minutes left in the fourth down.
Why would you do it? I mean, what difference does it make?
I'm just saying they don't have to.
Well, we understand that, but still.
You know, I'm watching Coach D on the sidelines. He's still as nervous as.
This could be the state championship, and it'd be a 40-point lead.
Comes another blitz from the outside.
There's a deep pass down the left field, and it's intercepted by number 12, Paul Morant, on a diving catch at the 22.
But why would he do that?
Why would he do it? That's right.
Why in the world would you do that?
Because he gets credit for an interception. That's why. These are 18-year-old kids, 17 and 18-year-old kids. He even might be 16 because he's still coming back next year.
Oh, my goodness.
But what a nice play he made, though. So
don't get me wrong, it's a great interception.
Instead of having the ball 1st and 10 up here on the 40-yard line, now they've got on their 40-yard line. now they have a 1st and 10 from their own 23, but the key thing is they now have the ball.
Well, part of it, I guess, is that psychological part, too. You want the other team to think that you can pick them anytime you want. They did.
So run, and run some more. Now what the Phantoms will do, hand the ball off to Austin off the right side, breaks free, gets around one player, gets around a second player, and is forced out of bounds out near his own 40-yard line, and that's a gain.
You got to stay in bounds. Got to stay in bounds. Keep that clock running.
Well, I think it keeps on. They start the clock until it gets down to a certain point now, because they did earlier.
I don't know if did he go out of bounds and they stopped the clock?
I think it's inside 5 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Well, they also stopped the move.
Right.
Change,
well, that's
too.
right.
Yeah.
But watch them; they'll start it back up again.
Hopefully, they haven't yet. Nope. They're not.
They didn't, but earlier in the game they did.
They must have gotten out of bounds.
Out of bounds is the call. 1st and 10 now from the 39-yard line. Austin to the left side this time. Skips around one. Works his way for a gain of about 5 yards. Nice little run on the play that time. Brought down by number 9 on the play, Brian Slay.
This is where Austin has been at his best all year, Dr. Russo. People have spoken to him, and he will flat tell you that he knows that in the fourth quarter he wants the ball, he's going to get the ball. It's time to put the game away.
Yeah, he's limping off the field right now, and he's looks like he may have hurt his hip a little bit coming off the field. And Colby Goodwin goes in to take his place, and they don't lose a lot when Colby goes in there.
No, watch this.
If anything at all. Colby is a good runner, too, and he's coming back next year. 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6. Here's Goodwin. Bad pitch, and Goodwin just goes down and keeps the ball from being turned over. That was not a good pitch that time.
No, but it was a smart play. A lot of young running backs like that would have tried to pick it up and keep going with it. Goodwin knows I don't have to do that.
Loss of 7 on the play. 3rd down and 11 now for the Phantoms, back on their own 38-yard line.
You can tell definitely these are two well-coached teams. A lot of different schemes that you've seen today, both offensively and defensively. But Phoebus Phantoms have just had those turnovers and have really capitalized on those.
Now, last year, the Phantoms turned the ball over 5 times against the same Stonebridge team. This year, it's reversed. In the shotgun now is 2 wide outs to the far side. It's going to be a delay of game penalty, I think, as the field judge out there threw the flag, and I guarantee you that's 5. What it is. So 5-yard delay of game penalty, first one that I've seen today.
Yeah, not a good penalty play this time.
Move them back 5 more yards, make it 3rd down and about 16 now for the Phantoms. Ball sits at the 33. They need to get the ball outside of their own 49 to get a 1st down. See if we have a draw play here. What do you think?
I'm not sure. They're playing it for the pass. They didn't load the box, and that is the draw.
Colby Goodwin to the near side is pushed out of bounds by number 18 on the play, Mike Olson. Olson also on the stop, number 8, Nick Sheehan for Stonebridge. A couple of yards on the gain that will make it 4th down and 15.
Just keep that clock running.
Yes. Exactly. Now, Mike, that's a name we haven't heard you mention much today is Mike Olson. Mike Olson, the linebacker headed to Wake Forest, led the team with 63 tackles. He was 2nd on the team with 5 sacks. We haven't heard a lot from him defensively today.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what's going on over here, but is Phoebus going to just let it run out and give him 5 yards again?
It certainly appears that way.
I mean, the whole nobody's called timeout, and there's another flag on the play, and I'm not sure that this is something they really wanted to do. Why would they give him another 5 yards?
I don't know.
I mean, they could have called timeout before that 25 seconds rained out, but either way, it's a 5-yard penalty. Brings a 4th down and about 19 now, as Paul Morant will go in to punt the ball away for the Phantoms. Nobody back for Stonebridge right now either. Surprises me. And number 15 now drops back. There is the punt. Oh, nice punt this time as number 15 on the play takes the ball. John Liddell, as he is down at the 33-yard line. Will Stonebridge will take over 1st and 10. Talk a little bit about the guys who worked on the field. They did an outstanding job getting this field ready, didn't
they? They did, and we were just looking at one of the helmets there. They've got a helmet at the 30-yard line on both sides. It's the Phoebus yellow and blue, and in the end zones, in one end zone it says Phoebus, the other end zone says Phantoms, and they've got stars in gold and blue all around those names, and that was all done by John Johnston, James Sykes, Brian Brendel, and Larry Malloy, the crew here at Darling Stadium, who just did a really nice job of decorating this field.
There is a direct snap this time to number 21 on the play, Marcus Harris. That's the first time we've talked to his name since early in the first quarter.
Well, he's
gain
one
of
of
about 6.
He's one of the secondary runners. Daniel Allen, the main threat in the running game.
But they just bottled him up bad. I mean,
they did.
He wasn't able to get free at all today. 1,400 yards rushing on the season. He has been a non-factor in this game. Another snap directly to him, and down he goes as he's lucky to pick up a yard. And I'll tell you what, look where they're putting the ball. I didn't think he got that far.
The truck just mentioned something to me that I was going to mention to you, Mike, and I'm wondering why they're running the ball and allowing the clock to run down like this when they're behind by 30 points.
Getting down near 6 minutes to go here, and I wouldn't think they'd be conceding by running the ball, but they're not.
Well, certainly if you need 30 points, you need about 4 scores.
Real fast.
Yes.
Thompson in the backfield. Snap is direct to him this time. Back to throw.
He's got a man in the middle.
He got nailed that time by Romero. And down he goes. And the pass was a little bit overthrown, incomplete. But I tell you what, don't forget, we got players of the game offensively and defensively to pick today. And man.
Well, I know one name. Yes.
Their truck is saying give it to the whole defensive team. The whole defensive team's done a great job today.
They have.
Really have, but one of them has really stood out in this game.
But he stood out on both sides of the ball.
That's right.
Big time on both sides of the ball.
4th down and a yard for Stonebridge. They need to get to the 44 to get a first down. Well, that boy was leaning quite a bit, wasn't he? Got enough for the first down on the play. It was a direct snap.
I still don't quite understand this,
Marcus
Mike.
Harris. Well, that'll stop the clock while they move the chains.
Yeah, okay. 5:54 left in the game.
And there goes the signal to crank it up again. We just tell Tim over there to let it start and let it run. Yeah. Truck says, tie your hands behind your back. Just let it run. 1st and 10. Ball sits right at the 45. Need to get to the Phantom 45 for a first down. Split backs on either side of Thompson. The snap direct to Thompson. Back to throw the ball down the left sideline. Double covered on the play is number 8. Good play defensively. Nick Sheehan was the intended receiver.
Nicely covered, almost intercepted again by
Colby Goodwin,
number 38, Colby Goodwin.
And it looked like it might have been, is it Markel Wilkins, number 5 over there, was the other defensive player. So defensively, outstanding day today for the Phantoms.
How many passes did Colby intercept? Who has the interceptions today? Do you remember?
I don't remember the exact players, but our statistician to
That's
our
why
left
we have
here
statisticians.
will be able to tell us who's out. I know that Colby Goodwin's got at least 2. Back to pass, direct snap to Thompson, being flushed out of the pocket.
He's not open. He's not open. He's
still not open. He finally lets loose with it. And defensively on the play was number 27, incomplete. Rasheed Clark did a good job as it was intended for number 5, Michael Prince, incomplete pass.
Thompson had a lot of time to throw that time, but one of the reasons he had so much time is that every receiver had a defender on him, and he couldn't find anybody open.
Really, guys, this has been the strength of the Phoebus defense today. It's just that pass coverage has been outstanding. And the pressure on Thompson has also been really strong.
And that's been the big key.
Absolutely.
Romero has had an outstanding day defensively. He's been pressuring that quarterback. He's had an interception. He's done good. I mean, what else could you ask for him? Back to pass. There's 3 of them. Screen passes. And Davenport had that one read.
They're going to call it.
And they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Oh, I think they got to call it a catch, and he's down.
They're calling it an incomplete pass.
Fourth down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Levante Battle has 2 of them. Okay. Levante Battle's got 2 interceptions. Let's look at this replay again. I thought he had it.
He has it?
He had it turn around.
Yeah.
He had enough time to actually turn around with the ball. The ball was recovered by Stonebridge.
You have to make a football move is what it says,
and
right?
Turning around and going in the other direction wasn't a football move,
It
right?
looked like he had possession on that one.
Either way, 4th down and 10, back to pass again. Thompson looking.
Nobody's free.
Passes off the fingertips of number 25 on the play. A little bit of a late hit. Oh, my goodness, he bumped the referee.
Oh, Anthony Robinson out there real quick to break this up. He's keeping that. Whoa.
Oh,
these Phoebus players don't want
Coach.
anything. Somebody's got a flag.
Let's watch this again.
You see the coach come out there and get him off the field. Stay out of that, guys. Stay out of that.
We do have a flag on the play.
Well, not only was that a 4th down and an incomplete pass, the ball will be turned over to Phoebus, but it looks like there might be a player or two being removed from the game, as it looked as though a couple of the Stonebridge players are a little bit on the frustrated side right now. I mean, this is a Division VI state semifinal game, and being beat with this score. We'll see what the actual flag is. Unsportsmanlike. So that'll be 15 yards added to the spot of the foul. Well, actually from the line of scrimmage. What we got here?
What do you think?
Oh, sounds like a winner to me. I don't have any complaints about those 2 picks. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. I think the whole defensive squad needs to get a shirt for this. Defensively today, the Phoebus Phantoms have been outstanding.
Yeah,
this is what they've done all year long. The defense has carried them.
We won't do that.
We won't do that, but we'll So the Phantoms will have the ball 1st and 10 from Stonebridge's 30-yard line. 5:03 to go.
And I'm looking to see if Sean Alston is in there.
Well, you know, realistically, this game has been really well played by both teams as far as the sportsmanship. I mean, there's numerous times in this game where we've seen players from both sides help other players get up.
Oh, yeah, that was the first time I'd seen anything that was really any kind of altercation, if you want to call it that. Every time you see somebody go down, one player from the other team is lifting them up. They're talking to each other, patting each other on the back. I've seen a lot of that the entire game.
What the referee's saying right now, guys, we've had a great game thus far. Let's not ruin it in any way. And, I think just frustration on part of Stonebridge, I think, came out there. And I think the referees just try to settle everybody down and make sure this game finishes on a high.
And you know that because what did you do at one time?
I've done that once or twice.
You
Got
have
both
been a referee.
Together. Yes, sir. And that's one thing. You don't want the game to deteriorate into anything less than what it is.
Now, wait a minute. You've been on the field refereeing football games?
No, basketball.
Oh, okay.
Basketball.
Okay.
This is too easy for me. Basketball's a lot tougher.
No, I was getting ready to say we've had an awful lot of funny calls this year, and we've looked, and I thought you were talking about you've been on the field with football. Good
Football's easy. Look, you got 6 guys out there. Play happens so slowly. Basketball's a bang bang play. Come on, Mike.
Austin on the carry off the left side. Oh, my goodness. Gain of 7 as Austin has done his job today. You ought to hear the guys.
The clock winding down once again, folks. You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel as we're bringing you our last football game of the year. Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser up in the booth with Bob Killen.
2nd down and 3. Again, Austin off the left side, where he's been able to run at will all year long behind the offensive line, left side particularly behind Davenport.
And Charlie Jones along with Vic Gaither, the center.
And guys, I'd like to thank you both for the great job you've done this year, and of course the guys in the booth or the truck, I should say. You guys do a great job, and we're real proud of the LSC's channel. That's just brand new this year, and obviously you guys done a great job. Thanks for all your hard work this year.
Oh, and we really like having you up here too, because it helps.
No, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun when you come up here. We can give you a hard time.
Yeah, we look forward to having you up here. It just gives us a whole different
Next
perspective.
year, maybe we'll have a specific stool.
Besides, you really like my singing, and I haven't forgot about that. We still have 3 minutes left.
No. Nobody up here wants that.
No.
Let me tell you.
Well, we'll be going
right up the middle.
Going to Virginia Tech next week, and obviously, everybody said this was the state championship game right here, Stonebridge and Phoebus. So hopefully, go up there and play as hard and do the things we need to do to win the state championship. I know everybody's going to be very proud of what Phoebus done, as well as the other teams, Bethel and Hampton going into the playoffs this year, and Kickingham coming close.
Yeah, Kickingham lost a couple of games this year. They really should have won.
Should have won.
Could have turned a lot of things around for them. 1st and 10 now with the ball sitting right at the 20-yard line. We got 3:10 to go here in the game. The Phantoms out in front 38-8, and I think Bill D may be calling off the Dogs here a little bit. They're in the elephant formation. There goes Austin around the right side. He's got a lot of room out there, and he's brought down on the play by the Bulldogs. Number 15, good pursuit on the play, John Bladell.
Great block by Colby Goodwin, number 38 on that play. I don't think we'll see it, but it was a fabulous block that just opened up that corner over there for Alston.
Guys, you take care. I'm going to try to go down to the field and congratulate Coach D and his team on a great game. We'll see you next week at Virginia Tech and hopefully a state championship.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Rousseau. Been a pleasure having you up in the booth all year long. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to seeing you during basketball games. He didn't hear me. I said, look forward to seeing you during the basketball games. I hear you. 1st and goal now for the Phantoms at the 9-yard line, again in the same formation. This time is handed off to the up back. And he actually goes in to score, but I think they called the ball down. Coach D just got doused as they are celebrating the fact that they will now travel to Blacksburg and to Virginia Tech with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go on the clock here as it runs down, and they will be playing for the state title next weekend.
Yes, they will. And since we've got 2 minutes now, Mike, I want to go ahead and announce our players of the game. And on defense, it's going to be Levante Battle with 2 interceptions on the day, leading the defense to just shutting down one of the most potent offenses that they've seen all year long. And on offense, and probably could be offense and defense either way, he's the player of the game as far as I'm concerned, and that's Daquan Romero, who was just all over this field. This man turned this game into a showcase for himself today.
Romero was outstanding today, folks, both ways, no doubt.
So congratulations to both players, Devontae Battle and Daquan Romero, our players of the game for LSC.
Goodwin on the carry that time, inside the 5 down to the 4.
There you see Coach Nelson from Bethel High School.
As the clock continues to run down to 1 minute and 5 to go here in the game. 38-8 is the score as the Phantoms are trying to run the clock out here, folks.
I wonder if they want to get close to their 50-point per game average.
Don't need it. Goodwin on the carry up the middle. Looks like he's down to about the 2-yard line, as there will probably be one more play here to end the game as we're down to 35 seconds. 4th down and goal at 2.
Well, it looks like the unfinished business is
finished.
Almost.
No, they have one more game to go, and I'm not sure who they're going to be playing next week, but they will celebrate this, and they will celebrate it in fine fashion, winning this game by a score of 38-8, as the clock will continue to run down to about 12 seconds, and it.
I thought he got in.
I don't think he did. He is stopped at about the 1 foot yard, one foot marker. That's better than the 52-yarder, right? Let's see if the ball crossed the plane.
Ooh.
I don't think there's any doubt that ball was across the line.
That's 4.5 feet over the goal line, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness.
It don't matter.
Whoa. Classy move here, taking the.
So 1st and 10 for Stonebridge at the 1 foot line. As right now the defensive team for the Phantoms is a little spread out. Obviously they'll try to keep it from getting a big one here. 12 seconds to go. 38-8 is the score. Look at this. They've been talking. It's not finished, folks. You got another game to play. There's no doubt about that. But I tell you what, they're probably feeling really good right now.
They are.
What they were last year.
Well, they know they've beat the best team in the state, and until this game is over, Stonebridge is still the state champions.
Right.
And if Phoebus wins this game, which they're about to do, they will have beaten the best team in the
snap
state.
To number 21 on the play. That's straight up the middle. Marcus Harris, not much there, but that's going to do it. As we're down to 1 second, 0. That is it, folks. Here, the final score at Darling Stadium. The Phoebus Phantoms will travel to Blacksburg next Saturday afternoon as they will play for the state championship in the Division 5 finals at Blacksburg. The final score here at Darling Stadium was the Phoebus Phantoms 38 and the Stonebridge Bulldogs 8. Outstanding game today defensively.
Mike, as this is our last game of this season, I want to make sure that we thank cameramen Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, and Steve Fryer. The graphics and animation young man Andy Foley. The slow motion instant replay, done a super job all year long, Mike. Thank you so much, Mike Nowinski. The newly engaged Sarah Myers, our camera control operator who makes me look so good on screen. The production and audio assistant who just runs around doing everything, Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer, Don Scharouse, who even under the weather is out here taking care of everything to make sure that it all works. The director, the producer, the man that gives us all the information we need, Mr. Scotty Bowers. I'm Paul LaRoe, along with my partner, Mike Hauser, who I won't see until baseball season starts. Brent Musgrove, our stats and interviews and pregame man, along with Bob Hintz and Bob Killen, our other stats man. I'd like to thank all these people for the fine job they've done all year long in bringing you, the people in the city of Hampton, and those of you watching on the internet elsewhere, great sports from Hampton High School, Kecoughtan High School, Bethel High School, and of course, the Phoebus Phantom High School.
There's the good sportsmanship being shown out on the field as both teams congratulating each other on a fine game. What can you say about the Phoebus Phantoms today? Well, they came out here with a purpose today. Obviously, defensively, they just absolutely stifled one of the most potent offenses in the state. And this is the team, the Stonebridge Bulldogs, that averaged right at 50 points a game throughout the season.
49.2 to be exact.
And
along with 430 total yards per game, Mike, and I don't think they got anywhere.
No, well, I mean, look at the 8 points that they were able to score today was off of a turnover.
Right.
Now, granted, the Phoebus Phantoms scored a bunch of points off of defense too. But,
yes, they did.
Their offense did a good job. Here are the final stats, by the way. We can throw those up as we appreciate that. First downs on the game. The Phantoms had, no, that can't be right. Oh, yeah, it is. 16 to 11 first down wise. Rushing yardage net for the entire game, the Bulldogs only had 19, where the Phantoms 170 yards rushing in the first half.
And most of that by
in the game.
Most of that by Sean Alston.
Passing yardage, the Bulldogs were a little more successful, 113 yards, but they only had 131, 132 yards of total offense. 10 of 27 with 5 interceptions. Passing was Thompson today, and those 5 interceptions obviously were key to this game. 10 of 17, no interceptions for the Phantoms. Total yards in the game, 249 for Phoebus, 132. And when you hold a team that averages over 400 yards a game to 132, the score is very indicative of that. The time of possession, actually, Stonebridge had better time of possession in the first half, but the Phantoms in the second half were able to do a lot of running the ball and eating up a lot of clock, and actually ended up with a 25 to 22 or 23 minutes advantage. Alston had 162 yards on 25 carries, and they were hard yards too.
Yes, they were.
He had one 44-yard run in the second quarter. other than that, they were all bang here and bang there. You know, he was defensively, they keyed on him, but he was able to get 162 yards. So he did really well. Taj Boyd had a pretty good game today. 10 of 17, 79 yards, a touchdown. His longest being 22 yards. And what you got there? Defensive stats. And this is something that we don't normally get a chance to get here, but they had an official guy here from the region that has all this on computer, and they were able to give us printouts of this. It's pretty nice. It's nice to have this. All around, an outstanding game today by the Phoebus Phantoms. Scoring in the first quarter, Demetrius Ward on a 21-yard fumble recovery. That was the opener that really turned the game around right off the bat on the very first offensive play of the game. And that was followed by Eric Crocker with a 24-yard field goal that made it 10-0. And in the second quarter, Sean Austin had 2 scores in a row, a 3-yard run and then a 43-yard run that pushed that score out really big at the end of the first half. And then the Bulldogs were able to come back to start the third quarter and score on a Nick Sheehan 6-yard pass from Thompson. And that made it, what was it, 31-8 at the time?
Yes.
And at that point, then, of course, the Phantoms came back to score 2 touchdowns again. So final score here at Darling Stadium was the Phoebus Phantoms 38 and the Stonebridge Bulldogs 8. Convincing fashion today as the Phantoms will advance to the state title next weekend at Virginia Tech.
Very good defensive game, and we'd like to give our congratulations to the Phoebus Phantoms and Coach D and his staff for a super job they've done all year long and finally taking care of the business that they left out on the field last year in Northern Virginia. Congratulations to the Phantoms, the players, the coaches, and everyone who supported them this year. This is Paul Rowe, along with
Mike Hauser from Darling Stadium.
LSC Local Sports Channel from Darling Stadium. We'll see you next season, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's broadcast has been sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home, both inside and out. And by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3127 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armistead Avenue. Nancy Staten, Director.